Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. My name is Todd. This is the reaction stream. I'm glad you're here. Thanks so much for being here. Happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We have 5 amazing member requested videos for you today. Let's go ahead and get into that. Like I said, these are member requested videos off of toddreacts.com. You can request videos the same and also literally guide the stream. So that's cool. toddreacts.com. All the tiers you see before you are video requesting tiers, so you don't have to think too hard on it. Just read what's going on with each of those. There's a little difference in each of them. But go ahead and check those out. Winter collection of merch is available right now for a limited time. 15% off for members. Ships worldwide, all that good stuff. Lots of very different colors to match your styles and very inclusive sizing as well. So go ahead and check those. Accessories, you know what to do. Just go ahead and check them out. I don't know why I go through this every time, but it's a good reminder, I suppose. Good reminder. So go ahead and check those out. And if you're already there, you're watching later, shout out to the people that watch the YouTube videos. Timestamps will be available in the video description, so go ahead and hit those, and you can jump around and all that stuff. But if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Over 14,600 of you have already done so. It's a nice, free, and easy way to support the channel. I appreciate it greatly, and hopefully the algorithm puts these videos in front of your eyeballs so you can actually see them. Over 1,200 videos in the backlog, so you've got quite a bit of content there to consume. And if you're just watching live via Twitch and you're like, what? This is a YouTube channel as well? Yes, there's quite a bit of content, and this is where all the VODs of Twitch go to. So go ahead and head on over there. And of course, I like to bring this up now that it's live and active. We'll begin to phase this out, but for the moment, I mean, it literally just launched last week, so we'll just bring it up a couple more times. This is the video request queue. It's live on the website, so all you have to do is go up to the top and hit video queue, and you can see what videos have been requested by the members in the order. And if you don't see something that you want to add, go ahead and scroll down to the bottom of the page. Boom, you can sign up for a tier and literally add to that list. So go ahead and check that out. It's also nice to see what's coming up, which is kind of cool. So it kind of keeps everybody in the loop. Very, very nice. And last but certainly not least, go ahead and join the Discord. Totally free to join. As you see at the top, it tells you when I'm live, which is super handy, of course. Gives you a nice little link to the Twitch TV channel. If you have the app installed, it'll just pull up the app, of course. We have lots of different fandom channels in there. If you don't see one that you want, go ahead and just let us know. We'll make it for you. Either myself or the mods. Shout out to the mods. And we have some fun community channels as well, so you can get to know everybody else. Friends have been made, all that good stuff. We're closing in very rapidly on 300 members. So go ahead and join if you've been thinking about joining. Might as well check it out. It's totally free, and we're very welcoming. We're very nice in there. So if you've enjoyed the comments, if you've enjoyed other spaces that happen to be watching this, I think you'll find the same kind of mentality and people and welcomeness and all that good stuff. So it's very pleasant. I know you'll enjoy it. So go ahead and check it out today. Okay, let's go ahead and go over which videos we got today. There we go. We're going to start off with a One Tree Hill video. It's a compilation of clips, of course. The title is One Tree Hill Really Is Something Else. So I'm assuming it's going to be very chaotic, to put it bluntly. After that, we have a Doctor Who Martha Jones tribute video, Best Moments. And then after that, we have General Hospital, the Corinthos family. That should be interesting. And then after that, we have Chihayafuru, Tai Chi and Chihaya. Love is When. So that's going to be a nice, very emotional. We reacted to that previously, and it was very interesting. Extremely interesting storyline. So if you haven't seen it, stick around for that, of course. And we'll finish stream and kick off the rest of your week with my favorite Doctor Who TikToks Part 3. So looking forward to it. So we're going to have 2 Doctor Who videos and One Tree Hill, General Hospital, and Chihayafuru. So that's a good mix, definitely. If you're a Doctor Who fan, it's pretty heavy Doctor Who. So hope you enjoy that. Let's go ahead and jump into the first one, shall we? It is One Tree Hill really is something else. Main reasons why I love this show. Okay, what does the editor say? Oh, literally nothing. The video speaks for itself, apparently, in the video description. It literally said, main reasons why I love this show, : and then I hit view more, and it was just a ton of nothingness under it. Okay, I guess the video is going to explain itself and explain why the editor loves this. So let's go ahead and jump into that. It's starting off strong. I mean, literally holding a blender of probably what looks like a smoothie of some kind, and it looks like it's going to get thrown from above. So let's go ahead and jump into that.
Smart virgin. Great. Here's a new mouth. Tutor girl, I want you to do it.
I hope you had a nice weekend, by the way. I didn't really do much. I watched the Super Bowl, American football Super Bowl, last night, which was a lot of fun. Game was terrible, but it is what it is. They're not all winners.
What's a diagonal? Thank you.
What's your story?
Bored and ignored. Haley James Scott.
We don't cheat. Well, you did with Lucas.
Tonight, after the party,
Ooh.
I hooked up with Pete from Fallout Boy. We made out.
Oh, Peyton, we're gonna find you a boyfriend, honey. You don't have to lie about it. Mouth, you didn't exactly break any speed records driving over here, you know.
You called me 17 minutes ago, and I drive a bicycle, Brooke.
Okay, wish me luck.
Good luck. Wish me luck too. Oh, get out of here.
Deb, I've been in your shoes. Gucci? I don't think so.
Oh my goodness!
I've been in your shoes. Gucci? I don't think so.
And I
That's
even made
funny.
you a sponsor piece
So
for it.
petty.
Oh, yeah? Oh. Peyton Sawyer, unemployed. Thank you very much.
Are you proposing to me? Lucas, this is really naily.
Our ceiling fan does 147 rotations a minute.
Dan Scott?
Nice ass.
Lucas is the one for me.
Actually, my name is Chris.
I need to get my stuff.
It's in the garage. Boxes are marked for.
No, I
Time to leave, Chris. Time to
She's
get
so
out
sweet.
of there.
What? What is this? The number of men who might be the father of your baby?
Okay, so if you want to go shopping and buy a new wedding dress, why don't you go to Slut Barn?
Ooh.
Sure, they're having a sale.
Oh, well, you would know, wouldn't you?
I want to have a baby.
With me?
Honey, I don't remember ordering bad Italian.
Hey. I'm thinking about you.
Try a cold shower.
Just clamp your knees together.
Clamp my knees together.
Like you should have done 9 months ago. Where's the towel?
We want a catcher, not a belly scratcher.
There's no whistles in baseball, Mom.
Oh, well, there is now.
You know, I think you're in the wrong store. You're looking for Slut Barn downstairs.
Hey, man.
Oh my gosh.
What you doing?
Making pancakes.
It's right next to Pottery Barn.
Why?
Because I want pancakes.
Hi, this is Nathan and Haley Scott. Please leave a message. Or not.
It's a to-go box. You know, since you're screwing my leftovers.
I need to be tutored. I think I'm failing marriage.
Did you try sleeping with the teacher?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
All right, you dancing fool. It's time for bed. And you
That
too,
was so
you know me
cheesy.
and Peyton broke up.
Peyton and I.
Well, she broke up with you too. And we can't get to the phone right now because we're
Having sex?
So wait, Sham Scott, what are you more excited about? Fashion show or the cheerleading competition?
Sharing a hotel room with Nathan.
Next thing you'll tell me you're dating some bitchy cheerleader. Move your...
He was too stunned to speak. Okay, I'm starting to realize why the editor loves this show. Oh my gosh. This is like every highlight from over the seasons.
Your ass, Haley.
Had a lot of practice?
So I'll see you at practice.
As always.
Yeah, you too.
Are you wearing eyeshadow?
Oh my gosh, Uno, I'm the Uno king.
Okay, that's a game of luck. There's just zero skill to it whatsoever.
Said not the king.
Yeah, it was like a totally out-of-body experience for me.
And maybe I should get Nathan to kiss me.
I don't know, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to try that I never did.
I like fooling around with me.
I'm broke.
You're 5. You're supposed to be broke.
Suit yourself, but if you change your mind, the door is always open.
Just like Rachel's legs.
Excuse me, sir. We're looking for a friend of ours. Kind of goofy-looking kid, big lips, spiky hair.
Needs ass.
Marvin McFadden.
Damn, our guy's name is Mouth.
Here, I made some coffee if you want.
I don't know how you do it.
It's easy. Directions are on the bag.
I'm thankful you're such a good friend.
I'm thankful I got to watch you chug wine out of a bottle.
Mr. James. Hello,
That's a
Nathan.
skill.
Did you come in through the window?
He found the front door.
Nice work, Nate.
If we see any hot chicks today, who are you?
I'm an orphan
God.
who needs surgery, and you're paying for it because you're rich.
You slapped me, and you blew me off.
Hey, you're gonna be lucky if next time I don't use my fist.
Whoa!
85!
Smells like sex in here.
So a month ago. Just think we'd be alone in your bedroom?
Date auction.
Oh, but we're not alone in my bedroom. We have the forefathers with us.
They can watch.
Drunk on her watch?
Oh.
Oh, my eyes.
It's called sunlight, and it's not that bright.
It is not the sun. It's your face.
Have you ever had something
Oh
that you
my
better
God.
than almost anybody else?
Oh, no.
Well, well. First Lucas, then Jake, now Nathan. I guess Slutty's in season.
What was your best memory of Dan?
I don't know. Day you went to prison?
Dude, smell me.
Dude, kiss my ass.
I'm so a cockpit girl.
That's what she said. And just so you know, they are 2 of my best friends, so if you mess with them, I will mess with you.
That sounds like fun.
Nathan, we would have totally separate lives. What would that mean for us?
Phone sex. I'm Dan.
And I'm out of your league.
Damn it, Julian, tell me I'm fat!
You know, if you need some extra money, I could always be your sugar mama. It's a good idea, Luke. We should go home, get some food, take a shower.
Yeah, you do kind of stink.
You've got a date.
I have a business meeting.
Yeah, like his junk's got a meeting with your lady business.
Anybody ever tell you that you're kind of pretty, Haley James Scott?
Does Chris Keller count?
Aunt Quinn is here, and she surprised me with fake cake.
You know, the last one I took home surprised me with fake.
Hey, who wants to open presents?
Every Sherlock needs a Dr. What's-It, right?
Watson.
I'm not
Dr.
pregnant.
What's it?
Well, you never know. He is a Scot, after all.
Why not move in with Dan?
Right, and I want to drive metal spikes into my eyes.
He's like a dog with a bone, Hales.
Great, let's get him neutered.
Uh-oh, someone is in trouble.
Why? It's not even past curfew.
Are you sexually active?
Lately, no, but not for a lack of trying.
Only in Tree Hill.
Ew. You 2 realize you're related, right?
Hi, Brooke.
Double ew if tutor wife is here. How'd you like to be my scout? Scope out the competition for me. I'll pay you $20.
Spy on cheerleaders? I'd do it for free.
Hi, I'm Brooke. We haven't officially been introduced, but you're dating my ex-boyfriend, and I'm sleeping with your brother, so it looks like we have a lot in common.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Not again.
Great introduction.
What?
This happens all the time. I sleep with a girl, and then the next morning it was so amazing she starts planning the wedding.
Be careful, mister. Speaking of, Peyton says hi.
Brooke, if you're a failure, what does that make me?
Pretty lame, I guess.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you have a matching thong?
Oh, you know it, sister. I love being rich. I'm good at it.
Shooting weak-ass jump shots. That's your game.
It's funny. I used to want you to be my daddy, and now I'm your mommy. Oh, right. Millie told me all about you. How you were this evil bitch that used to be really important here, but now you're just an evil bitch.
Hey, Brooke.
Whoa.
Decent.
Am I dressed? Yes.
Take it down a notch.
Decent. Never have been.
flag.
I'll
Oh,
let you know.
there's
For a
the
jog.
smoothie.
Atlanta? I remember when you were a roomer in third period.
Really, bitches?
Language.
Guess what? Your ex-boyfriend just asked Sam and I to go with him to LA tonight.
Jake? Which one?
Black bra, black sweater, leather jacket, Calvin's condoms, underwear optional.
Where have you been for the past 2 hours?
I went on a beer run.
To where? Canada? What is that?
Oh, it's your cave, silly.
Lucas got betrayal train all aboard.
Does your phone ever stop buzzing? Because I only have one thing that vibrates that much.
Oh, look. It's our very own Britney Spears and whoever she married this week.
So which ones do you think Lucas will like?
Whichever ones you're naked in.
I mean, all the babysitting in the world isn't going to make you Jenny's mother.
All the eyeliner in the world
Fairly
won't make
simple.
you anything other than a psycho stalker bitch.
Minus my dad's annual Kiss His Ass Jamboree. And I would invite you, Haley. But it's kind of a b-ball crowd.
Oh, please, come on. Like, I want to kiss your dad's ass anyway. You been drinking?
No, drifting.
Daddy, that was Pete from Fallout Boy.
Yeah, well, now he's Pete from Get Out of Town Boy.
I slept with Julian.
Come again?
That's what she said.
You know, I was thinking
You know,
about
it
this
just
whole
doesn't
friends
have the
with
same
benefits.
ring to it that
Felix
Fallout
Brooke.
Boy does.
FWB.
IYFD. In your dreams.
Okay, please tell me you were not drinking beer in my class.
Technically, it's malt liquor.
I hope it wasn't money.
Now that sounds like a great time. That would make class a little bit more interesting, would it not? Malt liquor, oh my gosh. You know you're dealing with some tough stuff when you grab the malt liquor. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Also check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you, as of course, you know. Maybe you want to request them for stream. Certainly do so. Let's go ahead and pull up just a little bit of information on One Tree Hill. There we go. It took a while. I was misclicking about 80,000 times. Hello, Joanna. Welcome in. Good evening, good evening. 20 shocking secrets about One Tree Hill revealed. Creator Mark Schwann initially wrote the project as a movie called Ravens. Really? And it took 4 years for Warner Brothers executives to convince him to turn it into a series. So for that 4 years, he was focused on making this movie, and then they're like, no, don't. Believing the original name to be too sports-centric, the show's title came from the U2 song One Tree Hill off their Joshua Tree album. Each episode of the series was named after a song from various artists, ranging from Dashboard Confessional to REM. Interesting. After reading for the part of Ryan on the OC, oh, really? Chad Michael Murray turned it down to star as Lucas, the brooding writer and basketball player. Though producers initially envisioned him as Nathan, after his bad boy turns on Gilmore Girls and Dawson's Creek, Murray related to Lucas as his mother left his family when he was young and pushed to be cast in that role. Interesting. So not only could he have been Nathan and part of Naley, but he also could have been Ryan from the OC. That is, wow. That would have been very interesting. It would have been a terrible choice, considering the fact that One Tree Hill lasted, 9 seasons? And, well, he wasn't there the whole time, but he was there for certainly longer than the OC lasted on cable, or not even cable, it was network TV. I think the OC only lasted a couple seasons, right? So that was a good choice. Excellent choice. Although I will say the OC holds a very special place in my heart. It was just a crazy teenage show. Bethany Joy Lenz auditioned for Haley and Brooke, but didn't really want to play the latter, admitting to reading it the same way she read the former. Final series regular to be cast, Lenz dyed her blonde hair dark and straightened her natural curls to differentiate herself from Hilary Burton, who played Peyton. James Lafferty, then 17, had more experience playing basketball than acting and knew he had his work cut out for him to land the part of Nathan. Quote, I don't think I was the initial choice. Interesting. Producer Joe Davola said when James went into casting, he was a dark horse to get the job. Well, it worked out for the better. While she wasn't in the pilot, Sophia Bush made her debut as Brooke in the second episode and went on to appear every week after, even stepping behind the camera to direct 3 times. After, 1 year after meeting on set, Murray and Bush got engaged, which is so crazy. That is crazy. In 2004 and wed less than a year later. 5 months later, news broke that Bush filed for an annulment, citing fraud, which was denied, but she and Murray divorced. Fraud, huh? That's a crazy reason. As for what it was like to still work with her ex on One Tree Hill, quote, there was no space to self-reflect, Bush said. Adding, producers were really deeply inappropriate to her and Murray after their breakup. Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh. Quote, they ran TV ads about it. It was really ugly. They made practice of taking advantage of people's personal lives, not just for me and for my ex, for other actors on the show who would share, as you do when you get close to people, deeply personal things that were happening in their lives, and they would wind up in storylines. It wasn't okay. That's crazy. That is absolutely bonkers. However, Bush has no interest in bad-mouthing Murray or talking about him at all, really. Quote, I've tried to poke fun at being a dumb kid, and whenever I've done that, it gets twisted into I'm talking crap about somebody who I don't even know anymore, who's clearly a grown-up. Quote, I think you have to laugh at who you used to be, but when people ask me about history that involves someone else, it's not worth my time. It's not a place where I harbor in ill will or anything, which I think is a very healthy mindset. I mean, that's the past. Let the past be the past. We're moving on. Live in the present, as they say. As she put it, I was a very naive 21-year-old kid, and that's all there is to it. Murray has shared similar sentiments. Quote, I was a baby. I didn't know up, down, left, right. You move out there and you go, well, what am I supposed to do now? Get married? That's exciting. Bush would later date Lafferty in 2008 before striking up a romance with Austin Nichols, who played her husband, Julian, on One Tree Hill. The couple called it quits in 2012, the same year the series ended. There was one success. No wonder she doesn't want to talk about it. That kind of makes sense when you read it like that. There was one successful on-set match. Lisa Goldstein, who played Millie in the later seasons, married Brandon Kirsch, the show's basketball coordinator, in 2011. During an episode of her podcast, Drama Queens, when she co-hosts with Bush and Lenz, Burton revealed her husband, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, was almost her colleague on One Tree Hill. When I met Jeff, he was like, I auditioned for that show, she said, revealing he had read for the part of Keith, Lucas's father figure, a role that went to Craig Sheffer. And I was like, wait, what? Burton and Morgan would instead get introduced by her co-star, Daniil Ackles, whose husband, Jensen, of course, formed a close connection with the Walking Dead star after Morgan played his father on Supernatural. Obviously, in 2017, 18 cast and crew members levied inappropriate action, harassment, I think I can say, accusations against Schwann, hinting about the dark atmosphere. We've gone over this before, of course. Burton wrote of Schwann, in my particular fairy tale, there had been a villain who pitted female actors against one another, pushed us to do gratuitous intimacy scenes that always left me feeling ill and ashamed, told young female actors to stick their chests out, put his hands on all of us, and pushed himself on me, forcing unwanted kisses. Yikes. Additionally, she spoke out about her experience during a June appearance of the Chicks in the Office podcast, claiming that she and her One Tree Hill co-stars, who she didn't identify, were being controlled and manipulated by unspecified adults on set. Quote, we had grown-ups who we trusted, who now we understand were being really controlling and manipulative, who didn't want us to be close because they thought we would band together and ask for more money. It's just so weird, and those were just the things that we weren't aware of at the time. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. Schwann has never addressed those accusations. After 6 seasons, Murray and Burton exited the series in 2009, but the seeds for Burton's departure were planted much earlier, she revealed in a memoir. Her dear friend Scott Kirkpatrick was killed while serving in Iraq in the summer of 2007. Her life took a turn, she wrote, his death snapping her priorities and goals back into focus. I had spent the previous 5 years wandering, never really finding my place, but I wanted more. I wanted a family. I wanted a home that could be a refuge and a blank canvas that would allow me to daydream, take risks, try, fail, try again. I wanted to push myself every day. I wanted to make every moment intentional. Wake up intentionally, work intentionally, eat intentionally, and rest intentionally. So she quit, began writing a novel, and booked a one-way ticket to Paris. Just like Belly. At the time, however, Schwann told a group of fans in Paris that their departures were due to a contract dispute. Quote, I know they've been offered great things, and hopefully they'll decide to come back. If they don't, that's always a possibility. The show has made it through some of the riskier moves we've done. Murray also spoke out on the show's viewers, saying in a video, they're not bringing me back next year because they want to save money. Start blogging and being ticked off. While Burton never returned, Murray made an appearance in the final season. In a bold move, One Tree Hill staged a time jump in season 6, choosing to forgo the college years to catch up with the characters as adults. When you look back and see similar shows to ours try to make that jump from high school into the next chapter of their characters' lives, it's sort of awkward and clunky, and it doesn't really work that well. You know what, reading that, I'm thinking of Saved by the Bell, and then they did the college years, and I was like, they were never as good as the originals. So if they had never done that, I think they would have been better off. So I totally agree. It's awkward. It's an awkward shift. But I appreciate them doing that because it gives us a little bit more story, a little bit more context, a little bit more, runway into their lives as characters instead of just abruptly ending. Country singer Jana Kramer joined One Tree Hill for its final 3 seasons, revealed on her podcast Wind Down that an unnamed cast member made it hell for everyone else on the series, alleging she was not allowed to be friends with Lafferty. Whoa. When I was on the show, there was just some, not cattiness, but just, you can't talk to this person if you're friends with this person. Oh, so just like the worst situation ever. You can't talk to this person if you know this person. So I wasn't very close to James because of certain situations on the set at the time. That's crazy. 2010 cast member Antoine Tanner was sentenced to 3 months in prison for his role in a scam to sell stolen Social Security numbers across state lines. Jeez. The actor who played Skills pled guilty after getting caught in a sting operation trying to peddle 16 phony Social Security numbers and 3 counterfeit cards. Good grief. 2024's Dinner for Vampires, in which Lenz wrote about her life on a cult TV show while also in an actual cult. The actress noted she initially wasn't equipped to get too close to Sophia. Frequently favored and constantly underestimated in life because of her beauty, Sophia worked obsessively at proving her value, a character trait that made her perfect to play Brooke Davis, but clashed with my own insecurities and militant beliefs about how one should go about proving their value, Lenz wrote. I missed the irony that I was doing exactly the same thing, only I was using religion as my benchmark. However, she regrets the judgment. My budding friendship with sweet Sophia became a casualty of this, and instead of sitting Shiva for my ego, I really effing wish I could turn back time, walk into her trailer, and give her a long, hard hug. They later became pals, and Bush has spoke up about her bond with Lenz and Burton. Our friendship and all the things that it was influence that we didn't know about when we were young, and the ways that we've always returned to each other to impact the good, the bad, the ugly, and the very best of our lives as friends. We have that feral, primal, familial love for each other, where we've been to hell and back and had so many times where we've laughed so hard we wound up in tears. We're so ferociously protective of each other. In my adult life, I go, this is what real sisterhood is. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's very sweet. 2024, fans started to wonder where Lenz and Burton stood. Eagle-eyed TikTokers noticed the two weren't following each other on Instagram and that Burton had reposted a quote that read, I don't think intimidation is the highest form of flattery. I think it's just annoying, leading to speculation that she could be referencing the covers of her and Lenz's memoirs. That same year, Burton announced that Robert Buckley would be replacing her as co-host of the podcast with Lenz and Bush drama queens. In October that year, Lenz addressed the Burton feud rumors. I love Hillary. I have always and will always, she said on Call Her Daddy. And I don't have any problem with her. There have been some bizarre misunderstanding that I really hope we can figure out one day, but I love that girl. There you go. What else we got here? The iconic One Tree Hill home is for sale. Oh yeah, I believe we checked this out last time. Pretty interesting. That's crazy that you could actually live in the iconic house. Very strange. Wilmington, North Carolina, of course. How much is it up for? I wonder if it's bought at this point. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Selling for $585,000 US dollars. More than 1,600 square feet. Interesting. Let me see if I can find the listing for this. Let's see if I can find it. I don't want to do any like crazy hardcore doxing, although literally the address is there, I guess, and people go to take pictures of it and whatnot. But let's see if I can see if it's sold. Oh, it did. Okay, so it was listed for $585,000. It's sold for $580,000. So, yeah, pretty much almost asking price. That's not bad. Yeah, it's sold. Let's see. It sold less than a month after listing. Whoa. That's quick. It sold October 10th, 2025. That article was from September 19th. That is quick. And I wonder if whoever bought it is a fan. It's a corner lot, which is nice. Oh my gosh. On Google Maps, it literally says Lucas Scott House. Oh my gosh. It literally says Lucas Scott House. It's got a good plot line. It's got a corner lot. 2 houses down, $722,000. So it's in a very, very nice area. Wow. A couple of those are close to $1 million. Jeez. Good grief. Real estate prices are crazy. Crazy. All right. Well, good for them. They sold just under their asking price. Wonder what the typical prices are for that area. I mean, I just got a pretty good look. There's a couple that are like 300 and some odd thousand next to it, which is not terrible, but there's also some that are flirting with $1 million. So it's just kind of all over the place. Let's see what Zillow has it for. Built in 1907. If you were to rent it out, it would be about $3,200 a month, which is crazy. Right now, its estimated value is about $578. So it dropped just a little bit. Oh my gosh. In 2020, that house was $288,000. And it just sold for $580,000. Come on now. Come on now. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Good grief. All right. Well, housing prices are crazy. They keep going up. Pay doesn't seem to keep going up, though. I don't think we've gotten raises in line with those. But hey, way of the world, I suppose. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This is Doctor Who, Martha Jones' best moments. I will say this, amazing. Truly amazing show. Very funny. Lots of good moments in there. Like out of context funny, which is hard to do. Usually, there's these comedy compilations and they're cut so short that you don't have a lot of context, and sometimes it just doesn't land. Sometimes it doesn't, quite get there. But those were very funny moments. So it paints the show well. Clearly they had great writers on that show. Clearly. Let's go ahead and jump into this. This is Doctor Who, Martha Jones' best moments. Posted 7 years ago.
Doctor, we lose all the air. But they're not exactly airtight. If the air was going to get sucked out, it would have happened straight away, but it didn't. So how come?
Very good point. Brilliant, in fact. What was your name?
Martha?
And it was Jones, wasn't it?
I promise you, Mr. Smith, we will find a way out.
Are you even British if you weren't brought up on Doctor Who?
It's got to be a way.
It's not Smith. That's not my real name.
Who are you then?
I'm the doctor.
Me too, if I ever pass my exams. Wait a minute. You drank his blood? The doctor's blood?
Non-human.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Take a look.
It's bigger on the inside.
Is it? I noticed. Ready?
No.
Off we go. Welcome aboard, Miss Jones.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Smith. Shakespeare in there?
Oh, yes. Miss Jones, will you accompany me to the theatre?
Mr. Smith, I will.
When you get home, you can tell everyone you've seen Shakespeare.
Then I could get sectioned. Author! Author! Do people shout that? Do they shout author?
Author!
They do now.
So this is what you call a hospital, yeah? Where the patients are whipped to entertain the gentry, and you put your friend in here.
Oh, it's all so different in Fredonia.
But you're clever. Do you honestly think this place is any good?
Vanish like and tinker's cast, I say to thee! Ah!
Expecto Patronum. Martha's an absolute icon.
Sorry, I'm really sorry, but just need three.
Very funny scenes so far.
The doctor is so gonna kill you, and never mind him, I'm gonna kill you myself. Let go of me!
One says so.
Take me back. Whoever you are, just take me back to my friend. That's all I want. What's your name? Martha. Martha Jones.
And we couldn't stay in Pharmacy Town because...
Well, because of me. I'm pregnant. Right. What do I do now? Congratulate my kidnappers? Oh, we're not kidnappers. No. You're idiots. You're having a baby and you're wearing that. Oh! It's only 10 miles. How long's it going to take? About 6 years. What? Turn everything off.
You've got to be joking!
But listen, it's all fog out there, so how can they see us? Turn everything off, they might not be able to find us. How did you think of that? I saw it on a film. I used to do it in submarines.
Back to the TARDIS, off we go. All right, you staying?
Till you talk to me properly, yes. You don't talk, you never say. Why not?
She said, talk to me nicely, please.
Will become part of the final experiment.
You can't just looking good, Frank. We're gonna get slaughtered.
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. Lightning.
Andrew.
Even if the doctor stops Darlicane, this place is still
Frickin'
gonna get hit.
Andrew.
Great big bolt
It's
of
crazy.
lightning, electricity all down the building.
I forgot that
Connect this
there's
to the lift
a
and
ton
make
of guest stars in it.
You did it, Martha.
Well, this building must be full of laboratories. I said we do our own tests.
Lucky I've just collected a DNA sample then, isn't it?
Oh, Martha Jones, you're a star.
We can't get out! We're trapped! There must be an override switch! I've got to go back. You can't! You just what that thing did, it'll kill you. I don't care, I have to go. I'm not leaving.
It's funny. That's how probably a lot of people got introduced to Andrew.
Jones, we still haven't finished our chat.
Oh,
Keep away from my daughter. Mum, what are you doing?
Look around you. Nothing but death and destruction.
This isn't his fault. He saved us, all of us.
Leave him.
I will feed, so.
wow.
I'm not gonna let that happen.
Leave him, Lazarus. He's old and bitter. Thought he had a taste for fresh meat.
Martha, no.
Isn't that the guy who played Moriarty in Sherlock? Or not Moriarty. He played Sherlock's brother in that series.
Text him, make a run for it. Head back down the stairs. You should have enough time. But you just do it, bitch!
One more trip?
No. Can't go on like this one more trip. It's not fair.
What are you talking about?
I don't want to be just a passenger anymore. Someone that you take along for a treat. That's how you still see me. I'll stay here.
Okay then, if that's what you want. Well, I said okay.
Sorry?
Okay.
Oh, thank you! Thank you!
Well, you were never really just a passenger, were you?
Jettisoning pod.
I'll save you!
I can't hear you!
Martha?
Mum, you know I love you, don't you?
Wow, that cell service is incredible.
You never get the time, or never think of it, and then... I really love you. Tell Dad, Leo, and Tish that I love them too.
Where are you?
Mum, can we not just talk?
A miracle she's one of the surviving.
I don't know anything. What you had for breakfast? What you watched on telly last night? How much you're gonna kill Dad next time you see him?
Is the doctor with you?
Mum, just leave it. I better go. No, Martha, wait. See you, Mum.
Vent the engines! Some particles in the fuel, get rid of them!
I am not leaving you.
You've got to! Please go!
I'll be back for you.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
Vent the engines. Dump fuel.
What?
Some particles in the fuel, get rid of them. Do it! Now!
Impact averted.
Doctor.
Martha, you trust me, don't you?
Of course I do.
Because it all depends on you.
Mm.
One more move, and I shoot.
Oh, the maid is full of fire!
And you can shut up!
Careful! Shoot you down!
Try it. We'll die together.
Looks too scared.
Scared and holding a gun's a good combination. Do you want to risk it? Get everyone out. There's a door at the
Do you
side.
want to risk
It's
it?
over there. Don't telling you, or Sonny Boy gets it.
So much spirit.
What happened to Jenny? Is she gone?
She is consumed. Her body's mine.
You mean she's dead? And more than that, I don't just follow him around.
Ew.
I'm training to be a doctor.
Now that is gross.
Women might train to be doctors, but hardly this Scythian, and hardly one of your colour.
Oh, do you think? Bones of the hand. Carpal bones, proximal row, scaphoid, lunate, triquetral, pisiform, distal row, trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hammock. Then the metacarpal bones extending in 3 distinct phalanges, proximal, middle, distal. He is everything.
Nailed it.
He's just
I knew all of
to
that,
me,
of
and
course.
He doesn't even look at me, but I don't care. Because I love him to bits. And I hope to God he won't remember me saying this.
And I never said. Thanks for looking after me.
Martha, reverse.
Take it.
Oh boy. Oh wow.
I'm coming back.
You had companions who could absorb the time vortex. This one's useless. Bow your head. From this day forward. What? What's so funny?
But I knew what Professor Doherty would do. The Resistance knew about her son. That's why I came to find you, know your enemy. I told her about the gun so she'd get me here at the right time. I did just what the doctor said. I went across the continents all on my own. And everywhere I went, I found the people and I told them my story. He has saved your lives so many times and you never even knew he was there. I told them that if everyone thinks of one word at one specific time,
nothing will happen.
Right across the world, one word, just one thought at one moment, but with 15 satellites. Every single person on Earth thinking the same thing at the same time, and that word is doctor.
Thank you.
I was like, what could it be? What's the word?
Martha Jones, you saved the world.
Yes, I did. I spent a lot of time with you thinking I was second best, but you know what? I am good. The thing is, it's like my friend Vicky, and this bloke was called Sean, and she loved him. She did. She completely adored him, spent all day long talking about him, because he never looked at her twice. And she wasted years pining after him, years of her life, because while he was around, she never looked at anyone else. And I told her, I always said to her time and time again, I said, get out. So this is me, getting out. I'll see you again, mister. It's all right for you. You can just come and go, but some of us have got to stay behind. So I've got to work from the inside. And by staying inside, maybe I stand a chance of making them better.
Yeah? That's more like Martha Jones.
Donna, do they know where you are? Your family. I mean that you're travelling with the doctor. Not really. I didn't tell my family. Kept it all so secret. And it almost destroyed them. It wasn't the doctor's fault, but you need to be careful. Because you know the doctor, he's wonderful, he's brilliant. But he's like fire. Stand too close and people get burnt.
Woo.
Hold on. I've got you.
Jeez. Giving a little bit of advice.
I'm trying to help him. I am a doctor and he is my patient and I'm not leaving him. 1, 2, 3. Now then, I'm Dr. Martha Jones. Who the hell are you?
I don't know, and I don't even want to know. Little fish guys, yeah. This is number... Hopefully you didn't love that one, because that one just bit the dust. Terminator style. Oh my gosh.
I told you to stay behind.
Well, you look like you needed help.
This is no place for a married woman.
Well then, you shouldn't have married me.
Mm. What a good ending. Oh my gosh. Saved her life. Saved his life too, I suppose. Wow. Always the watchful eye. The last part's from the episode he regenerates into the next Doctor. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Dang, that was good. That was very good. Martha Jones is a badass. Seems like a very good companion. Someone good to have on your side. Obviously, I think what she said to Donna was very true, in a sense. That, you know, it is a fun, wild ride, but you kind of lose track of real life, I would assume. Just kind of putting myself in their situations. Like, yeah, it'd be fun to do all that stuff and help save the world and, you know, travel in time and all that fun stuff. But your actual life, your family, everybody else, your friends, whatever, kind of take a back seat. And maybe you miss some things. Maybe you know, get lost in it. It's just, it seems like a kind of a double-edged sword there of like, wow, adventure of a lifetime. But there's always a negative. There's always a trade-off. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Also check out the channel. They might have other videos you might be interested in. So go ahead and check that out as well. Let's go ahead and pull up some information on Martha Jones. Honestly, someone needs to say that line to every companion. I feel like they all end up forgetting their real life outside of time traveling. It would be hard. It would be extremely hard. Like, imagine getting, you know, shown that. Like, the amount of, like, fun and interesting stuff you're going to see and just, you know. I'm assuming it's a little addictive to always save the day. There are some probably downsides to it, I'm assuming. You know, like almost dying. That's probably not great. But, you know, I look at it very similarly to, I look at it extremely similar to, like, Indiana Jones. It would be so cool and fun and interesting to do all those puzzles and find out, you know, all these artifacts and all this stuff, but it is extremely dangerous. You're fighting against other people, like, and then you just completely lose yourself. All the deaths you have to witness, yeah, it'd be a lot. It would be absolutely a lot. So I think, yeah, you're probably right. Every companion probably needs that similar speech to kind of like bring themselves back to reality, not lose themselves. Dr. Martha Smith Jones was a British physician and companion of the 10th Doctor. She met the Doctor when she was a medical student. When the hospital was transported to the moon by Judon troops, Dune troops, after which she began traveling with the Time Lord, she fell in love with him. Boy, isn't that kind of like cliche? The doctor is very lovable in a non-attached kind of way. You're also risking accidentally changing the past or future, which could change everything. Yeah, that's definitely an unfortunate reality. What do they call that? The butterfly effect or something? Fell in love with him and expressed her feelings to John Smith, hoping the doctor would not remember her honesty. And again in the TARDIS before ceasing her travels with him. She stopped traveling due to this unrequited love and the toll the year that never was had on her and her family, but did not cut him off, giving him a phone to contact her and promising that he would see her again. She continued to have a number of adventures both with or without him, thanks to her work with UNIT and Torchwood. Martha also went on to marry Mickey Smith, and the two broke out on their own to become freelance alien fighters. She encountered the Doctor again before he regenerated, saving her life one more time, as we saw at the end there. That's funny. Dang, that's a sweet moment. I thought you said Jungdung troops. Jungdung troops. Now that would be interesting. That's really cool. That last moment was very awesome. That just made it so much cooler. Imagine your hospital getting transported to the moon. Like, what? Martha had a scientific mind. Her knowledge, analytical, and problem-solving skills were frequently on display. Her knowledge and logic allowed her to execute very complicated, coordinated plans based on very little information from the Doctor. Also proved handy with a gun. Of course, her medical skills were her most developed, of course, especially after the experience she gained with aliens and other unusual medical situations, finding her work with organizations such as UNIT and Torchwood 3. This is from the Doctor Who subreddit. Martha Jones deserves better. That's a funny expression. Martha is generally still the most underappreciated companion of New Who. I think she grew so much as the series went on, and choosing to walk away from the Doctor for her own benefit really cemented that, evading the capture of the Master of the Year for a year while he had control of the whole planet, an icon. Freema is also a great actress. I hope she comes back one day. Top comment, people keep saying this, but she was handled just fine. The unrequited love story was fine, and her growth over the season was fantastic. She damn well saved the world. She then joined UNIT and did more world saving before going freelance. She even worked with Torchwood. The only issue I have is her ending up with Mickey, and that's purely because it came from nowhere. I'd have actually liked to see that relationship grow rather than be some afterthought in her last appearance. She does deserve better. This person said, Mickey was a moron. There's something in Doctor Who that's annoying. They always make the female companion's boyfriend insufferable. Opposite with Amy and Rory, in my opinion. Favorite companion of the modern show, bar none. Martha was peak. I don't know. I always thought her character was pretty good. So I guess we're just arguing over underrated or no, she's already highly rated. The older I get, the more I understand her as a character. Her remembering the year that never was and standing up to the Master must have given her major PTSD. But Martha in Gridlocked, when she stands up to the Doctor saying she wanted to know what happened, was enough to know that she would always stand her ground no matter what. Honestly, I found her story mostly great. She was still amazing, so amazing that she had multiple appearances, even when 10 was already with Donna. My only issue with her story is the whole unrequited love angle. If they did a proper resolution for that, or didn't have it at all, it would have been fine, but that's just me. She didn't deserve to marry Mickey. Martha's my favorite companion, hands down. Brave, loyal, loving. Married Mickey Smith, and she's defending the planet. I think she's doing all right for herself. I agree, a good companion, but the unrequited love was so unnecessary. Interesting. So a lot of people don't like the fact that she had feelings for the doctor, I guess. The Mickey thing was from nowhere. She was engaged to someone else, and then randomly in that episode, she's now with Mickey? What? That is weird. That is weird and unforeseen. So it seems like most people are not saying that she's underrated. They actually liked her storyline. In praise of Martha Jones, an oft underappreciated Doctor Who companion. Underappreciated might be a better way to put it than underrated. One could argue that, of the long list of criticisms we can aim at the modern Doctor Who revival, many of them could be funneled through the Doctor's companions who, at best, are sometimes derivative and at worst, downright insufferable. I say one could argue because opinions on companions are as passionate as those surrounding the Doctor himself, or rather herself. They are also as numerous as they are debatable. We could agree on one thing. However, companions are central figures, and much of the show's stakes often depend on their likability. And while I am not always comfortable with linking the often female companions' existences to that of the Doctor's, it's been inferred that they are his foil, manifestations of his conscience, of the humanity he tries to conceal. But above all, while their roles in the show would want to see them boxed into remote and boilerplate classifications, the name itself, companions, suggesting an accompanying ancillary function, they are people first and foremost, with actual lives and personalities. In the last 50 years or so, their role has gradually taken on a substantial weight, often eclipsing that of the titular character himself. Gone are the days of companions who stood idle while things happened to them, waiting for the Doctor to figure it out and save them. Since Rose Tyler, there have been at least 7 others, each more beloved or polarizing than the previous one. Rose is as worshipped as she is despised. Donna is almost universally and rightfully acclaimed, although one could claim that she was underutilized. Clara Oswald's stellar start on the show was ruined by sloppy characterization towards the end, and Amy and Rory Pond's arc suffered from convoluted writing. Bill Potts, on the other hand, was written off with an almost slapdash flick of the wrist, the last insult to a run that was, in my opinion, slightly underwhelming. All the modern Doctor's many companions, none have been criminally underrated or as overlooked as Martha Jones, the second companion who held her own but was ultimately cast aside by the writers and the fans as she was by the Doctor himself. Most people didn't like the unrequited love because it was right after we said goodbye to the companion Rose Tyler. People love Rose, so they weren't happy to see someone else trying to capture the Doctor's feelings so soon. I get it. Too soon. Too soon. So if there was one in between the two, it probably would have played a little better. I loved their witty banner. It was as charming as it was a breath of fresh air, but there was also underneath the affinity something laced with suggestive undertones. It became clear, especially in the following episodes, that Martha Jones' arc would be romantically inclined. Indeed, Martha ends up falling for the Doctor, a feeling he's unable to reciprocate, and this is not only becomes one of the biggest focuses of her tenure on the show, it also became, in retrospect, well, many Doctor Who fans ended up resenting her. Has since been reduced to that of a tragic girl who pined for a man who did not want her back. Whether this was intentional for the showrunners or whether this is an idea that ended up leaking into the writing, the way the Doctor saw her, the results were the same. The repercussions were immediately felt after her departure and can still be felt years after. The following companion, Donna, veered the show in a completely different direction, namely that of lighthearted comedy and platonic friendship, which both parties were sure to make evident. At the end of Partners in Crime, the episode that officially begins the doctor and Donna's companionship, the two have the following hilarious exchange. Donna, would you rather be on your own? Doctor, no, actually, no. But the last time with Martha, like I said, it got complicated. And that was all my fault. I just want a mate. Donna, you just want to mate? Doctor, I just want a mate. Donna, you're not mating with me, sunshine. Doctor, a mate. I want a mate. Donna, well, just as well, because I'm not having any of that nonsense. Doctor, there we are then. Okay. I actually like the unrequited love angle because it was realistic. Honestly, I don't mind it. Well, okay, I have no dog in the fight, so that helps. But I don't know. I think it makes sense. Somebody's showing you all the wonders of the world, and it's kind of like, you know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like Aladdin and Jasmine. I can show you the world. You know, how are you not going to have some sort of feeling towards that person? Whether it's romantic or not, like that is, you know, blow your socks off kind of stuff. Like, oh, hey, I'm going to help you travel back in time and then we're going to save the world. Like, there would be some bit of emotion in that, I think. Can't return someone's love every time, plus the doctor was mourning Rose, which made the situation more complicated indeed. Same in the fact that Martha saw she didn't have a chance and she chose self-love instead of pushing it. Yeah, that was a great ending for that, I think. I don't think her unrequited love was the main focus, honestly. I love how much focus her competency and doctor skills were given. Yeah, I guess it just depends on if it was or not, you know. If it wasn't the main focus, then, you know, it certainly helps for the fact that obviously nothing can really happen there. Martha in this context is treated as the awkward elephant in the room, the condition that will now dictate whether others are allowed to come along with the doctor, although by his own admission, it was his fault that things did not end well. Amy Pond's time on the show begins with similar romantic undercurrents. She nearly tosses out her relationship with her fiancé, Rory. But just as we are preparing to roll our eyes, the dynamics are rapidly recalibrated with her romance with Rory Pond is strengthened, and the doctor gladly accepts his role as the endearing third wheel. Clara not only maintains the careful platonic dance with Matt Smith's doctor, she's also given a romantic interest. And anyway, by the time Peter Capaldi's iteration comes along, the dynamic is changed from potential romance to a mentor-mentee kind of rapport. Bill Potts continues that aforementioned rapport, and being a lesbian on top of it dashes all possibilities of her falling for the time-traveling alien. Martha Jones, compared to all of this, looks inevitably painfully pathetic. I don't know if I'd go... I don't think I'd go that far. Painfully pathetic? That seems a little loaded. I think you're right, Mia. I think you're right. It is realistic that you would have some sort of feelings for someone, whether it's platonic or not. I think romantic feelings are, well, they come out of nowhere, of course, but you can't control them as much as you would want to. But I think it's totally within the realm of possibilities that if somebody came out of nowhere and was just like, I'm the all-powerful doctor, and it was like, now we're going to time travel, now we're going to save the world, and I'm going to save your life multiple times, and you're going to save my life. Like it would blend pretty well to that line of friendships and lovers would be pretty hard to follow. Pretty hard to follow. It would be, you know, crossing lines here and there, I would think. I think the recalibration of companions' relationships were due to Rose, not Martha. Maybe. I will take your word for it. Martha didn't ruin the show by falling in love with the doctor. If anything, Rose Tyler should be the one to blame, having started that trend in the modern revival. Rose was the one that was treated every potential threat to her link with the doctor with barely hidden vitriol, abandoned her loved ones to pursue him into increasingly reckless adventures, and of course infamously retorted so when told by the doctor that worlds would collapse if he tried to cross over to her. after they are separated by parallel universes. All Martha did is pay for Rose's mistakes. Her role doomed her from the start, and she was not given the chance to win over anyone because she was the rebound. For the Doctor and for the fans, and rebounds obviously never look good. The Doctor treated her the way one would the girl who followed a passionate symbiotic affair. He took her to the same places he once brought Rose, mentioned Rose's name often, compared the two women, and emotionally shut himself off at any mention of love or infatuation. He had obviously not gotten over her, and Martha paid for it, even though she had nothing in common with Rose. Interesting. This is going to cause a bit of discussion, I think. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments of this video. Plus, Martha was like really smart. She didn't meet many other people with as much brains as she had. Being around the Doctor must have felt great. That's true. That is true. If you're really smart, high IQ, whatever, sometimes it's very difficult to relate to a lot of people unless you meet someone that's also very high IQ. So that must have felt pretty good, honestly. Being the second companion in the widely acclaimed revival also meant that Martha had big shoes to fill. She was bound to be the replacement, the second place, the nameless protagonist to Max de Winter's Rebecca. She spent an entire season trying to outshine her predecessor, trying to stand her ground, but despite her absence, the specter of Rose loomed nonetheless. She was believable, realistic. This is it. A young adult struggling with work, a messy family, and otherwise chaotic life, but who still fangirled over historical figures and made giddy Harry Potter references. Fiercely smart and fiercely independent, notable that she was a doctor and thus symbolically stood on the same footing as the Doctor. Intellectual equal, and this was impressive considering that the Doctor's brains and cunning are his greatest weapons. Fair and open-minded, even when others were not. Took no nonsense. Cared about her family, which is not something most companions could say. Certainly loved the Doctor, but she did not idolize him the way that others did. Clara, for example, was frequently disappointed by him because she held him at such high standards. Amy was similarly let down because the Doctor was more than a friend. He was a childhood hero she continued to look up to, even as a cynical adult. Donna relied on him so much that his occasional lapses in judgment and kindness wounded her irredeemably. And Rose, of course, worshipped the ground the Doctor walked on and would have gladly enabled his toxic tendencies. Martha, in that way, was unafraid to call him out and tell him uncomfortable truths, even if it made him angry. Most importantly, was not a damsel in distress, nor was she a Mary Sue. The world did not revolve around and point to her in increasingly glaring ways. She was not the bad wolf, the impossible girl, the girl who waited, and other variations of the Doctor, like the Dr. Donna. She was just an ordinary girl who did extraordinary things, like save the world, and for that remains the most relatable of them all. Above all, however, when the time came to choose between a life of swashbuckling adventure with the Doctor or something less exciting, not only did she choose to stay back with her family, become a proper Doctor, and help defend the Earth, she confronted him before he left in one of the most powerful moments of the show. Pretending to speak about a friend at first, she tells him he never looked at her twice. I mean, he looked at her, but that was it. And she wasted years pining after him, years of her life, because while he was around, she never looked at anyone else. And I told her, I always said to her time and time again, I said, get out. So this is me getting out. And like Angela Bassett walking away from the car she set on fire and waiting to exhale. That's a scene. That is such a scene. Martha Jones walks out on the Doctor and with it reclaims the dignity that has been trampled tenfold. There you go. There you go. That waiting to exhale. That scene where she flicks the lighter or whatever, lights the car on fire. That's crazy. This may be a controversial opinion, but I prefer Martha more than Rose. I like both Martha and Rose, honestly. The roles in the story were different, but the story can't ignore the fact that the Doctor was in love with Rose. I more don't like Rose fans for hating Martha. Yeah, that's just... They're trying to say, hey, our companion was in love with him first. It is what it is, right? Maybe they, I think if they put in a platonic companion in between the two, it would have been fine. But I think trying to do that immediately after, like just run it back. Let's run it back. It works so well. Let's just play that story over. I think people just kind of didn't enjoy that. So, interesting. Very interesting. I think Martha's a heck of a character, just from what I saw there. Seemed interesting. I think the ending scene was nice. Obviously, the Doctor saving her life and, having that moment of, like, in the distance, like, it's him. Just kind of realization that he's still looking after her. Yeah, I think it's very realistic to have that storyline of unrequited love. That is a very realistic storyline. Have you ever had a crush on someone who didn't have a crush on you? Boom, you're now relatable to Martha. So it's very relatable. It's nice that she was able to use kind of her smarts and her wit to be able to help and literally save the day. And I think ultimately that final speech of just kind of like, she didn't want to waste years of her life trying to win over someone who just wasn't going to give her what she needed or what she wants. And I think that's powerful. Being able to have those feelings, but also to walk away, get out, as she said. That is very impressive, extremely impressive. A lot of people are not able to do that. A lot of people are not even able to see that they need to do that. So I think the fact that she was able to figure that out pretty quick is impressive. It just proves that she's smart, right? My controversial opinion is 10 and Martha's friendships is one of my favorites. She saved him as much as he saved her, and I love it. Nice. Very nice. All right. Let's move on to the next one. That was a beautiful story arc. Beautiful video as well. This is the Corinthos family armor. We will be going back to Doctor Who in 2 videos. So stick around if you're a Doctor Who fan. We got this one. This is General Hospital, Corinthos family, entitled Armor. And then we have Chihaya, and then we go back to Doctor Who to end it. So let's go ahead and bring up this one.
I'm not bulletproof when it comes to you.
You saw how bad it was hurting me!
When you make me the enemy, after the war's won.
No, I'm not gonna leave you alone. Why are you? Hey, I'm not gonna. You don't care about me. I love you.
Shut your when it comes to you, maybe I'll crash into you. Maybe we'll open these wounds.
I gotta do this because I would not forgive myself if I don't. Dad, you never hurt me. Yes, I did. We're gonna jump. We're gonna jump together.
Take my defenses, all my defenses. I lay down this armor.
I took Avery to keep her safe so she doesn't get shot or kidnapped.
That is so accurate to these storylines. I've done it multiple times where I'll read out like the story plot of, one of these soap operas characters, and it's just the most insane twists and turns and crimes and terrible things happening to, potentially good people, and it's brutal. It's like kidnapping, murder, abduction, some sort of threatening gesture, and then stabbed, and they got shot, and then Then they kidnap somebody else, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
I lay down this arm. I'll do what it takes to make this right. But we gotta stop before the regret.
Dad, you have to take me back, please.
After the war's won, there's always a next one.
Dad, please!
What it takes to make this right.
The amount of emotion, and boy, they really want me to watch that Dan and Phil video. The amount of emotion and just chaos is pretty defining for this family, I think. The Corinthos. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw out some much deserved love and also check out their channel. They might have other video edits that might interest you. Certainly, let's bring up some information on the Corinthos family and all their deeds. All their deeds. Super couples Sonny and Brenda Barrett, Sonny Corinthos and Carly Spencer, Dante and Lulu, Spencer Cassadine and Trina Robinson are part of this family. Oh man, rip Sprina. Rip Sprina. Boy, they've been Port Charles since 1993. Good grief. Mobster Sonny is the most prominent member of the Corinthos family. He's the son of Adela and Mike. Mike once faced financial troubles and threats, leading him to adopt his mother's maiden name, Corbin, as his surname. Mike abandoned Adela and young Sonny. Adela's affair with the married attorney, resulted in the birth of Sonny's half-brother. Following her split from Trevor, Adela and Sonny suffered abuse from the next husband, who ultimately killed her. Okay, starting off strong. Starting off very strong. 1993, Sonny arrived in Port Charles, owning the Paradise Lounge. Okay. Sounds about right. In 1994, when Frank targeted Luke for elimination, that's a good way to put it. It's a nice way to put it. Sonny formed an alliance with Luke to overthrow Smith. Sonny's takeover of Smith's criminal empire marked the beginning of his intermittent 2-decade reign. 96, Sonny was reunited with his estranged father, Mike, who came to Port Charles as Luke's chauffeur. Despite initial resistance, Sonny and Mike eventually reached a tentative reconciliation. Following the closure of his strip club, I knew it was a strip club. It had to have been. The Paradise Lounge? Okay. Sonny acquired Penthouse Number 1. He was accompanied by his close friend, Stone, and his true love, Brenda. Stone, who was suffering from AIDS, was looked after by Sonny and his girlfriend, Robin, in the penthouse until his passing. Following Brenda's departure, Sonny formed a tumultuous relationship with Carly. Despite the ups and downs, they fell in love, and they were first married in 2000. In 2001, Mike's former lover, the con artist Janine, arrived in town. Janine disclosed that she and Mike had a fling in Vegas. Hey, what happens is Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas. What the heck? Resulting in Courtney's birth. Oh, that did not stay in Vegas. Okay, some things do not stay in Vegas, and a kid is probably one of them. Mike had abandoned them as he had done with Sonny, but Janine had deceived Courtney into believing Mike was dead. Upon learning the truth, Courtney quickly made amends with Mike, and Sonny took on the role of a caring yet overprotective, not surprising, half-brother. Months later, Sonny found out about another half-sibling when Rick came to Port Charles. Oh, boy. Obviously, we're not going to read through their entire family history. Courtney began an affair with Nicholas and became pregnant. However, she died shortly after giving birth to their son, Spencer. Wow. Sonny married his longtime love, Brenda, and then divorced later that year. Could you imagine marrying your longtime love and then divorcing literally the same year? Sonny had a one-night stand with Ava, which led to the birth of his third daughter. Sonny, what are you doing out here? Sonny needs to stay home is what Sonny needs to do. Sonny and Carly celebrated their fourth marriage. Good grief. Tragically, their son was killed in a car bombing. That is very on the nose for Mom, isn't it? Good grief. General Hospital family album, Who's Who in the Corinthos clan. You got Sonny. You might think that at the center of a soap called General Hospital, you would find, a hospital. But in fact, most of the drama revolves around its Teflon Don, the dimpled mafioso whose life of crime has afforded him untold riches and power and saddled him with a terrible tendency to look over his shoulder. Look here, for instance, he's actually talking to someone directly in front of him, and yet his gaze is drawn. Well, can you see where it's drawn, can't you? Yeah, it's over his shoulder. Indeed. Jason Morgan. Though Monica and the late Alan Quartermain's son isn't a blood relative of Sonny's, make no mistake, Stone Cold was family. He was as devoted to his brooding BFF and his relatives as he was addicted to size extra small black t-shirts. And obviously he liked those a lot. That's funny. That's funny. Carly. If Sonny's dimples could talk, they'd say that many and varied are the women who have mobbed him. But his true soulmate, partner in crime, if you will, is Jason's ex-lover, Amal. So tough and cunning, she could scare off would-be assailants one-handed, as illustrated. And at the same time, the cast on her arm. Same time, prank call the Port Charles PD. Who's this? My name's Liz, officer. Liz Weber. Nina Reeves. Know why Carly is laughing in this photo? Because thus far, Sonny's new squeeze hasn't gotten his ring on her finger, making her, at best, extended family. You got Dante. Did we mention that Sonny can impregnate a woman from 20 paces? Wow, that's impressive. That is impressive and not surprising, because he not only can, he has. Case in point, back in the Benson-Hurst days, he left in a delicate condition girlfriend Connie's cousin, Olivia. Oh, boy. Full disclosure, we have no idea how many paces away she was at the time. Decades later, he welcomed to the fold his surprise firstborn by shooting the undercover cop in cold blood. Lucky for him, Dante has a sufficient apology. Sorry, man, I didn't know we were related. Well, that happens. You got Michael, of course. Boy, this family's very interesting. They got a lot of issues here. A lot of issues. Close is not the word that would be used to describe the relationship between Sonny and the father who abandoned him and his mother, at least not until the older man was stricken with Alzheimer's. Then both of them, knowing that time was running out, took great pains to heal old wounds before it was too late. Well, that's good. Wasn't that sweet? Corinthos family is under attack. This was a promo in November. Sonny tells Justine that Dalton is framing Rocco just as Chase informs someone he can prove Michael's alibi is a sham. Meanwhile, Laura gets a horrifying surprise. Watch promo below. Oh my gosh. Oh, way zoomed in.
You and I both know he's framing my grandson.
Michael gave the police a false alibi, and I can prove it.
This is what happens when you betray me.
Oh my God.
General Hospital on ABC.
Oh my gosh. Framing. Terribleness. Impregnate a woman from 20 paces away. That's so funny. Good grief. All right. From that to this. It's quite a hard turn, but we're making it. Tai Chi and Chihaya. Love is When. This is from Chihayafuru. was posted 5 years ago. There we go. Oh, I should probably move this over. Make it a little easier to read the subtitles, of course. So let's go ahead and shrink that up a little bit. There we go.
What day is it?
Classic song.
And what month? This clock never seems so alive. I can't keep up, and I can't back down. I've been losing. So
Pretty sure I first heard this song on Smallville.
'Cause it's you and me, and all other people, nothing.
Yeah, this was when Clark was in his barn and Lana Lang was coming up to, like, I don't know, like, I can't remember if it was her saying they can't be together or her making a move on him, and then they kind of like had their feelings and their moment. But yeah, I definitely remember this song from Smallville.
To do, nothing to lose, and it's you and me, and all other people. And I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of you. One of the things that I wanna say just aren't coming out. I'm tripping balls. You got my head spinning. I don't know where to go from here. 'Cause it's you and me, and all other people, nothing to do, nothing to prove, and that's you and me, and all other people, and I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of you. Something about you now I can't quite figure out. Everything she does is beautiful. Everything she does is right. 'Cause it's you and me, and all other people, nothing to do, nothing to lose, and it's you and me, and all other people, and I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of you and me, and all other people, nothing to do, nothing to prove, and it's you and me, and all other people, and I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off
It's
of
brutal.
you.
So brutal. Just secretly crushing on someone. Oh no.
What day is it? And in what month? This clock never seems so alive.
Oh. Dang. Dang. Oh man. That hit like a ton of bricks. Woo. That is yeah, dang. That's brutal. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Didn't I just talk about unrequited love? Holy crap. Okay. Let's refresh our minds on this. Tai Chi is the son of Reiko, the older brother of Rika, and one of the childhood friends of Chihaya and Arata, who's an all-around student as he is gifted in both studies and sports. He's a member of the Karuta Society, former president of the Karuta Club. Chihaya is Taichi's childhood friend and romantic interest with whom he started the Karuta Club with. It was shown that Taichi had feelings for Chihaya since elementary school, often teasing her as one does, getting jealous whenever she was with Arata. He has continued to nurture those feelings into high school when he eventually confessed his love to her. Unfortunately, she rejected him at that time. And this leads to him leaving the Karuta Club. However, just as they graduated from high school, Chihaya came, that should be an E on the end there, to realize what Taichi meant to her and finally confessed her feelings to him. She was scared because her club members told her that Taichi is not going to Tokyo University, and she thought that he will go overseas for college. On a Karuta competition after they graduated, they met Arata and told him that they were already dating. Yes. Hey, that's what you call the long game. He put that little nugget, that little seed in her brain of, I have feelings for you. And it took her a while to come around to it. She wasn't, having it at first, rejected him, whatever. And then eventually she's like, I guess I do actually love him. Or I do have feelings for him. We should probably, try to see if that turns into anything, right? It's kind of amazing. Life and timing is very important. And sometimes the timing is not correct. Sometimes the timing's great. And you hit it off. And all of a sudden you're in a whirlwind of love and passion and all that stuff. And sometimes either they're just not interested at all, which is what it is. Can't control that. Or sometimes it's just a matter of time. That's crazy. That is crazy how that works, isn't it? Love, chemistry, timing. It's very strange. It is absolutely strange. Nobody understands it. And if they tell you they understand it, they don't. They don't. They're just lying to you, probably to get money out of you or something. Yeah, it is. That I would love to have been inside his head, traded places after she rejected him. What was his feelings after that? Did they diminish completely? Or did he hold on to it in some tiny little hope of, hey, maybe she'll come around. Maybe she'll realize she's into me, or who knows? And did he have the hope? Because that's the biggest thing. Hope is huge. If you have hope for something, it can be stupid to have hope in certain things because you have hope in something that's not going to happen, which is unfortunate. But sometimes a little bit of hope goes a long way, and it seems like it eventually paid off. Chihaya is the protagonist, of course. She's the daughter of Kenji and Chiko, and the younger sister of Chitose, who is a determined schoolgirl that possesses remarkable hearing, and she believes that by persevering in Karuta that she will meet Arata. Again, that she begins a Karuta club at her high school with Taichi, longtime friend, with this goal in mind. Because I think what I remembered. Yeah. Okay. Despite having a girlfriend at the start of the series, he later breaks up with her in a short, dry conversation. It's shown that he has feelings, Taichi, for Chihaya, yet she is oblivious towards them. Where is it? Arata confesses his feelings for Chihaya after losing in the qualifiers. Chihaya, however, leaves him unanswered. But the event caused her great shock, and she was in spaced out state for the entire next day. So both of them technically, oh my gosh, what in the summer I turned pretty? Both of them admitted to her that they liked her. So at that point, it's just like, all right, both of my childhood friends admitted feelings, romantic feelings towards me. What the heck do you do with that information? At that point, you have to make a decision. Are you going in any direction? Are you going towards one of them? Are you going in the opposite direction? You're just like, no, you guys are friends. I'm going to find something else. Like, let's not ruin a good thing kind of thing. Boy, I bet that threw her for a loop. Could you imagine that? Maybe that's happened to you. Maybe that's something that happened to you, where you've had like a longtime friend or a childhood friend, like just release the fact that they had feelings for you, and you're just like, huh? And maybe you never saw them in that light, and it was just confusing as all heck. Or maybe you did. Maybe you had a faint little, feeling towards them. But that is quite the conundrum. Quite the conundrum of, do we ruin this? Potentially ruin the friendship? Do we make it stronger? Do we turn it into something else? Yeah, that is a head scratcher. What direction would you go there? Well, obviously, if you have feelings for one or the other, you would go in certainly a direction, their direction. But if you, I guess, oh my gosh, could you imagine? How do you keep that friendship together? So if she denies both of them, then they both find out that they both had feelings for the same girl, and then that could get awkward. Or you go for one, and then obviously the other one feels like a third wheel and realizes they've been rejected for the other friend. That could turn sour real quick. Or she chooses neither, and they both get sour. And then either they stay friends together in like a weird brotherhood kind of thing, or they just go their separate ways and everybody leaves. Very interesting. It's a tough one to go through. Theory why story-wise Chihaya will end up with Tai Chi. I will try to make this short and quick. I will not make this short and quick. No, I will try to make this short and quick. Will end up with Tai Chi, not Arata. Okay. I believe I have some pretty strong evidence to back it up. All right, let's see it. Number 1, Chihaya. The connotative meaning of Chihayafuru. Words can have multiple meanings. Connotative meaning is the expressiveness of the word or the associations that come into mind when you use it. For example, the connotative meaning of the word home is love, security, belongingness. Chihayafuru tells us about Chihaya's love and passion for Karuta. It's basically the bulk of the story, a girl's journey in competitive Karuta and finding herself along the way. Chihayafuru is her card, the card she first took from Murata. It is to her the only red card in a field of Karuta cards. Wherever it may be placed, she is bound to take it because she is connected to it. As the soul is connected to its body, in a sense, we can say that Chihaya and Chihayafuru are inseparable. From Chihaya, we learn that passion, despite its drawbacks, will always give the person a sense of fulfillment. Our passions are us. Our individual passions speak a lot about us, about who we are, what we desire in life. That's true. We are taught that even passion requires hard work, and we must not stop until we achieve our dreams. I mean, okay, I'll say this. Yes, that is correct. To reach your dreams, if they're big, you have got to work hard. 100%. But that also means you have got to stop once in a while. You can't do it nonstop. Like it says, we must not stop until we reach our... No, you need to stop every once in a while because you will burn out. That is something I can tell you for a fact. I have experienced it myself. It's a weird mental state to be in. All of a sudden you feel like doing nothing, literally. And this thing that you love and you're passionate about, just you have no attachment to it at all. You just don't even want to look at it. It's crazy. I did that with this channel a couple times. I've only had the channel for, I think it's been like 4 years, 5 years at this point. I think it's soon to be 5 years. And it was at the time I was doing like maybe 2 videos. I was putting up 2 videos a day, all week. So it was 14 videos a week. And that was recording all those videos. It was editing all those videos, posting all those videos. It was a grind. And I'm not quite familiar how people, I can't figure it out, how people are able to do that for a long period of time and not crack. But boy, did it make me crack. I think it was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I could not look at this. I could not think about this. I was totally turned off to the fact that I was doing this. It was crazy. Which is weird because I have so much interest in it and I find it enjoyable. To be that turned off for it was crazy. It was truly crazy, but I was really burning myself from both ends. Literally, I would spend the entire weekend just recording. The entire weekend. No weekend going out, hanging with other people. No, just this. And then all week long after work, I would be editing videos and posting them, editing, posting, editing, post. To the point where it was just like there wasn't a time where I had free time. Because all the free time I had, I was spending doing this. So I was just losing myself. And that is a quick way to get burned out. So it only took a couple months. I think I lasted about 6 months of doing that, which is crazy. But I was really passionate, right? And I did not stop until I was trying to achieve my dreams. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. You got to take breaks. You got to not push yourself that hard. You will crack. Thus, the connotative meaning in Chihayafuru is perseverance and dedication. Errata, the denotative meaning. I am screwing up that word so many times. Denotative meaning of Chihayafuru. Denotative meaning is the literal meaning of the word. In our previous example of home, its denotative meaning would be a place of residence. Title of the series are the first syllables of a Karuta card that Errata once told Chihaya was her namesake card, a word that means with deep feeling. Both would always see that particular card as special and representative of their friendship. Incidentally, it becomes Chihaya's strongest card because her hand is always drawn to it. Kana later explains its true meaning as a red-colored love passion that never fades. From Errata, we learn the literal meaning of Chihayafuru. After all, Chihaya's motivation in Karuta was largely due to Errata, whom she looked up to as a role model and example. Memories of Errata and the times they spent playing Karuta led to Chihaya's love passion that never fades, the literal meaning. Tai Chi, the love in Chihayafuru. So how does Tai Chi fit into the picture? If from Chihaya we learn the connotative meaning, and from Errata we learn the denotative meaning, what do we learn from Tai Chi? My friends, we learn from Tai Chi both things. He has both perseverance and dedication and unfading love. Tai Chi's love for Chihaya is unrequited. First Martha Jones, then Tai Chi. Oh my gosh. It is from him that we learn about love and how it is to love. It's when things don't turn out the way you want them to and you're not having fun, and yet you still want to be with him, her. Yeah. I think that's relatable for pretty much everybody. I'm sure literally everybody watching this has had unrequited love. 100%. 100%, unless you're just like undeniable. Everybody you've ever loved has loved you back. I mean, that's impressive. Kudos. I am jealous. We're all jealous. If you could just bottle that and sell it, that'd be great. Put it on Amazon. Appreciate it. Tai Chi's love for Chihaya is not mere infatuation, but it is real. True love differs from infatuation, for the latter does not see the flaws in a person, while the former sees the flaws but loves the person anyway. This differs from Chihaya's feelings for Arata. Her adoration for Karuta eventually led to her adoration of him, whom she looks up to as some sort of god of Karuta. Taichi, on the other hand, knows Chihaya's feelings for Arata. He's aware of her eccentricities, and yet he loves her wholeheartedly and is the person by her side as she goes to fulfill her dream. Taichi has seen all the sides of Chihaya, and yet he is still hopelessly in love with her. So how do we relate the two meetings? All right, let's kind of skip forward here. We don't need to go too in depth. This isn't a language course. All right, we're done with that. Logging in, I'm logging out. How about that? I think that was a good theory. I think it was. She looked up to Arata too much, I suppose, where it didn't feel like she was going to be, or at least from what I gathered, didn't feel like she was going to be some sort of romantic partner, more as like, oh, wow, this person's really great. I hope to get to where they are someday. Like, it was more like aspirational than it was like, oh, I can't wait to be with them. Meanwhile, Tai Chi was much more like friends to lovers arc. You know, nothing too crazy. Could obviously see that feelings could happen. There wasn't as much of a adoration or looking up to Tai Chi, so it was much more relatable. I wonder if she saw. See, the problem with that is I don't really get a lot of the context of like how she saw him as she was growing up. Like, was she aware of the fact that this Tai Chi was falling for her? Having those little silent moments of like just screaming it in like little subtle ways by actions or words or anything like that? Or was it completely oblivious? You know, was she completely oblivious to the fact that he was falling for her? Because it looked like she was shocked when Arata expressed feelings and rejected him. I wonder if she was as shocked when Tai Chi expressed his feelings. I don't think so. So that was probably a little bit more of kind of a hat tip of which direction she would go. All right, let's move on. This is the final edit of the day, so you can kick off your week pleasantly. This is my favorite Doctor Who TikToks part 3. It's about 17 minutes long. Let's go ahead and pull it up and check it out, shall we? We'll see if your favorite Doctor Who TikToks are in here. Here we go.
Doctor, give us a smile. That's it. There's a star.
Guess what I've got, Donna? He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a star.
Do you know a girl called Penny?
Oh, yeah.
What's she like?
Out of my league.
No.
Sorry, what? No.
No.
What does that mean, no?
It means I'm a scary, handsome genius from space, and I'm telling you, no, she's not out of your league.
Why do you run like that?
Like what?
Like a penguin with his ass on fire. Why'd you put up with us then?
In amongst 7 billion. There's someone like you.
Peter Capaldi is such a good actor, it's crazy.
She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky.
I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over.
Their interactions
Men like
are
you make me
phenomenal.
wonder why I bother with humanity.
Amy Pond is a very good companion. for sure.
I stayed there, dust collected on my pinned up hair. They expected me to find somewhere, some perspective, but I sat and stared right where you left me.
That is such an iconic universal meme. The gif of the doctor standing in rain is just perfect.
Why can't I be angry?
Please.
You've been alone for 10 years. Don't tell me I can't be angry.
I hope you find some peace of mind in this lifetime.
Tell them the truth.
I hope you find some
My gosh. The editing on this is phenomenal.
Tell them the truth.
I'm not surprised it's one of their favorites.
Tell them you're...
I've been going through something. 1,855 days. I've been going through something. Be afraid.
Clara, come on. Come on, to me now. You can do it, I know you can.
How?
Because it's impossible, and you're my impossible girl. How many times have you saved me, Clara? Just this once. Just for the hell of it. Let me save you. You have to trust me, Clara, I'm real. Just one more step. Clara! My Clara!
Well, that was adorable.
They wanna pit us against
That was
each other,
adorable.
we succeeding for no reasons. They wanna see us end up like we were Gina or Mean Girl. Princess or queen, tomboy or king. You've heard a lot you've never seen. Mother Earth, Mother Mary, rise to the top. Divine feminine, I'm feminine.
It's a good entrance.
Like a fever, make you a believer. Write my name up in the sky from Paris to
It's a good entrance, right?
Elevate your vision when you put me on the cover.
I know you know, I can see it in your faces. Don't play games.
Master's
with me,
always
don't
so
ever
dramatic.
think you're capable of that.
When you say you and the guys, you mean the internet, don't you?
How'd you know?
Spooky, isn't it?
Cassie.
Fuck off.
What in the heck was that?
She's a woman, and she's the TARDIS.
Did you wish really hard?
I feel that you can take me home. Someone next week I meet alone. But can it stop? Coming up. Don't be sad when the sun goes down. You wake up and I'm not around. I've got to go.
When I get home, I'm gonna bury you in my favorite hole. I made a bloody mess.
You mustn't let him touch you.
What happens if he touches me?
It'll make you like him.
And what's he like?
Gotta go.
Nancy, what's he like?
It's empty.
I always, whenever I check out anything Doctor Who, I always think, what is some of the main reasons why this has had the longevity that it's had? Is it the story? Is it the characters? Is it the relationships? Is it the theatrics of saving the day? Like, what are some of the main reasons why this has lasted as long as it has and gone through different generations? It's kind of tough. It is very tough to be able to withstand interest over generations because different generations have different interests, right? So it's kind of one of those things. I mean, there's not a lot of them, not a lot of stories that have held that interest and held that line over the years. I mean, certainly Star Wars is a big example. I would say James Bond franchise also. Obviously Doctor Who. I think Harry Potter is going to have that kind of appeal for the most part, where it kind of like goes throughout time and we're just like, wow, what a great story. It's all those reasons and also adaptability. Being able to change is certainly important. It's just so good. Time travel is an uneasy thing to keep going, or is an easy thing to keep going, excuse me. Especially when the main character can easily get a new actor. That helps. That definitely helps. I love how the James Bond franchise doesn't really have that. It's just kind of like, here's a new actor who's going to play him. And everyone's just like, okay. Which is so weird because I've been a fan of it since I was a kid, but it doesn't really have that kind of like regeneration kind of, tactic to it. So it's really just like, all right, this guy did a couple movies and then we're going to switch over to this guy and then this guy is going to have some different stories as well. But they're all the same character. And it's just something that we've come to accept. It's just...
Sorry, old man. I gotta go meet a girl. But you got an excellent bottom, too.
Sometimes you're better off dead. There's a gun in your hand that's pointing at your head. You think you're mad, too unstable, kicking in chairs and knocking down tables in a restaurant.
Oi, watch it,
That caught me so off guard. I was going to be like, that's the line from Good Will Hunting, where he said at the end, I got to go see about a girl. Because that's what Robin Williams' character said to, his friends, ditching them for a hockey game or something like that to go see his potential wife or potential love interest. And then Matt Damon's character used it. I got to go see about a girl. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of relatable. And then he said the bottom line. And it took me completely off guard.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yes, you're so uncool right now.
Master's high key an icon. apparently has a thing for the show. Theatrical elements.
She doesn't exist now, survived by her son and all of her brand new friends. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that cool? And isn't it cruel? Aren't I a fool to have happily listened, happily stayed, happily watching?
River, my fave. River's a great character.
I'm so sorry. But we had the best of times. Because if she remembered just for a second, she'd burn up. You could never tell her. It'll just be a story. One of those Donna Noble stories where she missed it all again.
But it's the season of the sticks, and I saw your mom. She forgot that I existed, and it's half my fault. But I just like to play the victim. I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas, and I'll dream each night of some version of you that I might not have, but I did not lose. Now your tire tracks in one pair of shoes, and I'm split in half, but that'll have to do.
Then prove yourself, Doctor. What are you, coward or killer?
Coward. Any day.
From
Who said you're not a fool? Before I go, I just want to tell you you're fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? So was I.
Oh my god, it's worse than we thought. They made her emo.
That's probably a pretty accurate description.
Delivery for the Doctor.
He's a complete man! Brilliant!
I thought that just from watching some Peter Capaldi
He's so good on supermarket sweep.
edits. I was like, there's a bit more emotional depth to this that I'm getting instead of from the other ones. That's completely out of context, too.
This is your fault. What do you mean?
It was definitely emo.
I'm good with pregnancy. Not as it turns out, that good.
You stop being stupid.
No. Never. I've never ever been stupid.
You're welcome.
Your life could have gone one way or the other. When did
Miss
you
Amy and
choose?
Rory.
I'm going left.
Definitely seemed like they had a
You
great
turned right.
relationship.
What then? Turn right and change the world.
He's dead.
Sarah Jane Smith.
Oh, Sissy. That was a torture too. The darkness. I'm ready.
Whoa.
You were born into a family that doesn't always appreciate you. But one day things are going to be very different.
You can let it go. You can throw a party full of everyone you know. You can start a family who will always show you love. You don't have to be sorry for doing it on your own.
That was a quick hitter. Very emotional quick hitter.
I spent a lot of time with you thinking I'm second best, but you know what? I am good.
Here's a little Martha Jones appreciation. There you go.
No man is allowed to enter the Temple of Civil. Well, that's all right. Just doesn't.
Oh, that was a sweet one to end it on. Gosh, lots of good ones in there. Some very quick hitters where I was kind of like, what? But we got a little Martha Jones in there. Love to see it. Literally, that was what the previous one was about, so we love that. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Also, check out the channel. There might be other videos that might interest you, of course. So definitely go ahead and check that out. We got a probably somewhat... I'm glad some of them were short, or I would have been drowning in tears. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that's not the case. All 17 doctors in Doctor Who ranked worst to best. This is a... Boy, talk about really dividing people. Ranking the doctors worst to best. Boy, this is very subjective, of course. So we'll see if this lines up with your thoughts. I'm sure it won't. But let's see. We'll kind of go through this somewhat quickly because we have other stuff to talk about, but this is about to be controversial indeed. Number 17, Colin Baker. Sadly, the bottom of the list can only be Colin Baker's sixth Doctor. Baker stepped in at a time of crisis when senior figures in the BBC were actively working to cancel Doctor Who. There were many missteps in the writing. The show tipped towards a certain dark edginess, with the Doctor himself supposedly experiencing a regeneration gone wrong that left him more violent than ever. It's all on opinions, though, to be fair. True. Absolutely. We all have preferences on actors and storylines. Indeed. Colin Baker never really got the chance to shine on screen. Number 16, Jodie. Ooh, controversial. Recent one. A very recent one. First woman to play the Doctor, Jodie Whittaker is a fantastic and accomplished actor who nevertheless struggled to establish her own identity in the role. Problem really lays with the writing and general direction under showrunner Chris Chibnall, I think, because Whittaker's Doctor often felt like a passive observer rather than dynamic force of nature, and many monologues were rendered flat by having her simply stand still, meaning the scenes lacked a sense of momentum. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I've heard critiques on the writing, for sure. I feel like the writing was quite bad during her time. Yeah, it was probably... Wait, what years was it? Oh, it was right during, like, the pandemic and everything. Oh, boy. Yeah, I could see that being kind of a unfortunate reality. A season-long story crafted to help the show deal with complexities of filming during the pandemic, even though her effectiveness was blunted by the narrative inconsistencies. So that's the big criticism there. Number 15, Paul McGann, 1996. Had only 2 chances to play the Doctor on screen. It was in a 1996 TV movie, which is generally seen as a failure. Boy, that's not good. McGann's Doctor shines in other mediums, BBC published a fantastic Eighth Doctor range from 96 to 2005. Absolutely loved getting the chance to play the Doctor in Big Finish audios. Interesting. Number 14, Joe Martin. 13th Doctor era introduced the lore-shaking idea of the timeless child, giving the Doctor pre-Hartnell incarnations. There we go. Jeez. One of these was Joe Martin's fugitive Doctor, who crossed paths with her future self in The Fugitive of the Joondunk. No, I'm just kidding. Jadoon, and would return several times during Whittaker's tenure. Martin auditioned for the role of a tour guide and never expected to play the Doctor, a part she truly excelled in. Interesting. Paul McGann is some of people's favorites because of the audio dramas. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it seems like he had great success on the in other mediums. Number 13, William Hartnell, which I believe was the first, right? Most viewers will generally agree with the first three entries in this ranking, but it may well be controversial to give William Hartnell such a low position. Core reason for the ranking is that Hartnell played the Doctor before the character had really taken shape, meaning he doesn't quite fit with who the Doctor became. Watching his stories, you could see foundations of which some more would be built, but there are also mistakes and missteps, elements that were quickly abandoned. Began as an irascible old man, but matured over the course of time into a gentle, compassionate grandfather figure. So, to many, very, compelling companions as well. Actor sadly passed away in 1975, but the first Doctor was subsequently brought back by Richard Hurndall and David Bradley. First Doctor's more recent appearances have come in for heavy criticism for overplaying the character's casual, dated sexism. Number 12, Peter Davison. Davison sometimes struggled, this is the fifth Doctor, to convey the sense of confidence that lies at the heart of an ancient, timeless being. That said, he's particularly notable for the tremendous dynamic with his supporting cast. Davison era was the first one where the companions really felt like they had arcs of their own. Davison's most fondly remembered for his epic regeneration story, The Caves of Androzani. Number 11. Nakuti is the most recent, I believe. Latest incarnation. I don't know why I struggle with that word. 15th Doctor still feels as though he's finding his feet. Will return this year in Doctor Who Season 15, when many hope some of the missteps of his first season will be resolved. This, however, is unlikely. The two seasons were shot straight after one another before the 14th aired, meaning it's too soon to expect course correction. Fun fact, Peter Davison is the father-in-law of David Tennant. Are you serious? That's crazy. His name is said like Shoot E. Oh, Shooty. Okay. Appreciate it. Number 10, David Tennant. David Tennant has the curious distinction of being the only actor to play two versions of the Doctor. He returned as part of the 60th anniversary celebrations. Tennant loved the opportunity to play that part again. Subtly different Doctor, older, wiser. Let's see. Starred in 3 60th anniversary specials, all penned by Davies, giving the 14th Doctor another strong arc. Some felt he took the shine a little from Gatwa in The Giggle, but it was all so very well received. I actually love Shooty. His time was just too short. They never wrote... You know what? David Tennant, 22 to 23. Oh, okay. I gotcha. So they're not counting the previous... Okay. I was like, they weren't giving any reason why he was so low. Christopher, number 9, was an unusually high-profile actor to play the part of the Doctor when the show returned in 2005. Very different Doctor, traumatized Time Lord. Not only did the Time War serve to wipe the slate clean, it also gave the 9th Doctor an incredibly strong arc. Dynamic between the actor and obviously the Doctor and Rose was absolutely electric. sadly left under a cloud after conflict with Davies, leaving bad blood that meant he stayed away from even Big Finish until recently. Wow. Number 8, John Hurt. Shock debut in The Name of the Doctor, and striking scene in which Clara Oswald was blasted through the Doctor's timeline. It was the War Doctor. Hurt's incarnation of the Time Lord suffered through the Time War. Interesting. Number 7, John Pertwee. Classic Doctor Who. Fantastic John. The War Games left the newly regenerated Third Doctor exiled to Earth, one of the most dramatic relaunches in the show's history. Pertwee found himself at the heart of a family involving actors such as Roger Delgado, Katie Manning, Nicholas Courtney. No exaggeration to say he loved it, and that passion showed through his performance. Pertwee's Doctor was more like James Bond than anything else. Ultimately left when the family began to break up. Number 6, Patrick Troughton, I think. Modern viewers tend to forget just how much of a gamble regeneration was. When Patrick Troughton took over as a second Doctor, he was doing something nobody else had ever done before, and the stakes were high. His regeneration story, The Power of the Daleks, plays it well. The Doctor's companions are as confused and uncertain as viewers, and took time to be won over, truly serving an audience surrogates. From the outset, Troughton's Doctor was unpredictable and eccentric, almost impossible to pin down. 9's one of your favorites? 9 should be higher? Yeah. I thought that would be a little controversial when I was reading it. I'm like, I figured he would be at least top 5. Number 5, speaking of top 5, Peter Capaldi. Doctor Who fans since childhood, Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor was another very different version of the Time Lord. His original arc focused on the Doctor trying to decide just what kind of man he really was. Capaldi's rough start proved the beginning of a veritable tour de force. Capaldi's Doctor was much more emotionally, emo, shall we say, emotionally reserved than previous incarnations in modern Doctor Who. This allowed him to play well against the likes of Jenna Coleman, Michelle Gomez. There's an intensity to Capaldi's performance that makes episodes like Face the Raven and Heaven Sent work so well. Will hardly surprise viewers to see Capaldi so high up in this ranking. Number 4, Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor, came in at one of the lowest points in history as the show struggled to survive. Tragedy of the McCoy era, his performance and his fantastic dynamic with Sophie Aldred blazed the trail for Doctor Who's future, but it was too late. Doctor Who was canceled in 1989, although McCoy would reprise the role of the Doctor in 96's ill-fated TV movie. Dang. There's so much in the 7th Doctor era that modern viewers take for granted. A more serialized approach, an arc for the companions, willingness to more directly confront contemporary politics. McCoy's departure inspired the popular New Adventures novels, which saw Doctor Who grow up a lot over the years. Perhaps a little too much. At least this person's putting their opinions and pros and cons of the Doctors instead of just going, I don't like this one. No, yes, 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 no, yes, yes. McCoy's my favorite classic Doctor. Well, dang. I'd say they're getting the list pretty okay. Haven't seen anything too outrageous or egregious, according to you all, at least. Number 3, Tom Baker. Became the definitive Doctor for almost all classic Doctor Who viewers, in large part because of the length of his tenure. The 4th Doctor, Baker's range made him unlike any of his predecessors. He was even better at switching from dark intensity to comedic buffoonery than Patrick Troughton. Ironically, Baker's increasing confidence became a problem in the end. He became somewhat frustrating to work with, too sure of the Doctor's direction, reluctant to change. Baker is emblematic of classic Who. The Doctor is a madman in a blue box, stumbling from crisis to crisis, unable to resist getting involved. It's impossible to present a full list of classic stories that were enhanced by his presence, but they include Genesis of the Daleks, Horror of Fang Rock, Deadly Assassin. Baker should not be underestimated, and he deserves a high ranking in this list. Number 2, to nobody's surprise. Nobody's surprised. Had the longest tenure in Doctor Who. 74 to 81. That's pretty long. Wow. Number 2, David Tennant, the original run. To find classic Doctor Who, Tom Baker, of course, there's a sense in which David Tennant defines the modern era. The most famous actor to play the Doctor under showrunner Russell T Davies, Tennant has it all. Certain whimsical charm when he wants, brooding intensity on other occasions, madcap zaniness that made some moments unforgettable. He also has a very strong arc. Classic Doctor Who viewers were taken aback by Tennant's 10th Doctor, not least because this was an incarnation who was more than happy to have Hanky Panky in the TARDIS. He only comes second on the list because, in this writer's opinion, his dynamic with Billie Piper's Rose wasn't quite as strong. Season 2 was a weak start to the Tennant era, and he would go on to exceed it on so many different occasions. Still, Doctor Who would never quite be as big in the UK as it was under Tennant. You wouldn't put 11 first? Their 1 and 2 is the same as mine? Well, number 1 is Matt Smith. Matt Smith. It's very difficult to choose between Matt Smith and David Tennant for the first place in this ranking, but Smith comes slightly higher because of the consistency of his arc. Tremendously skilled actor, Smith patterned his 11th Doctor on Patrick Troughton, right down to the bow tie. His Doctor moves from eccentric foolishness to brooding menace at a whip-crack speed. Smith is also notable for the skill with which he plays against so many other actors, notably Karen Gillan, Arthur Darvill, and Alex Kingston. Smith's Doctor faced the challenge of winning viewers over when he came straight after David Tennant. The 11th Hour won most over straight away, including with a fantastic Doctor monologue, and he went from strength to strength throughout his tenure. There's a sense in which Smith's is the most human Doctor, the first to fully indulge in human sexuality, right down to having a crush on a character in a book. But he's also so very awkward and unsure of himself. He feels like an ancient being in a young human male body, a perfect portrayal of Doctor Who's greatest hero. Your number 1's Tennant. 11 would be lower down. Interesting. Definitely, put your thoughts on this. Do you think it was a good list? Do you think it was an okay list? I don't think anything was too egregious, maybe. But, let me know. Seems like a pretty decent, and this is someone who's completely ignorant, by the way. I'm not a Who fan. I don't watch it. But just from what I've seen, it seems like a fairly decent list. Obviously, if you're towards the bottom, I thought this one would be a little higher, honestly. But if you're towards the bottom, it's brutal. Like, you have to pick people to be at the bottom. And, sometimes it gets a little tricky. Levin's my number 1 because I feel like he has the best storyline and the cute but heartbreaking family dynamic with Amy, Rory, and River. I think a lot of people would agree with that, just based off what I've read. "15 best Doctor Who companions from all eras ranked." Hello. So we're going into this again. That's fair. They're my favorite TARDIS team, but 10 is my favorite Doctor. Okay. All right. So here's the companions ranked. Number 15, Graham O'Brien. Over the Doctor's lengthy life, they have chosen to travel with a broad variety of companions. Graham O'Brien is a wonderful example of someone who traveled along with the Doc, alongside the 13th Doctor. Pair developed a mutual respect and appreciation for each other. Number 14, Bill Potts. While the 12th Doctor was spreading an extended break teaching at a university, Bill was one of the lunch servers. Doctor finally took her on adventures in the TARDIS. She jumped in headfirst, helped the Doctor rekindle his sense of adventure. Bill met a slow and upsetting end when she was separated from the Doctor on a large ship near a black hole. However, she managed to be rescued by a girl she fell for back on Earth, and got another shot at exploring the universe. So that one might be controversial to have her so low. Okay, all right. Number 13, Ian Chesterton. One of the first companions the Doctor ever took on board his TARDIS. During his first regeneration, while he had spent some time traveling with his granddaughter, Ian and Barbara stumbled upon the spaceship while checking in on their student Susan. Ian was a science teacher on Earth before being swept up in the Doctor's travels. Ian was often the voice of reason and frequently stepped up to save the Doctor and others. Number 12, Joe Grant. One of the few companions to have met and interacted with different incarnations of the Doctor. Joe met the Doctor when she worked at UNIT and was exiled to Earth. Confident and headstrong young woman in an era when it was less common to be so. Helped the Doctor through one of the most difficult periods of his life and continued to stand by him for some time after. Number 11, Jack Harkness. I wouldn't even know where to start in ranking companions. It seems like a bold move, doesn't it? Number 11, Jack. Frequently dipped in and out of the Doctor's life on several occasions, but always makes an impression. Due to the time travel in his almost endless life, Jack has popped up on multiple other occasions. Number 10, Ace. Does Jack even count? That's a good question. The pair were both brash, the 7th regeneration, both brash, stubborn, and strongly opinionated, which led to frequent arguments. Their relationship resembled that of a caring father, rebellious but equally loving teenage daughter. Despite her potential to become a Time Lord and continue traveling the universe in her own TARDIS, she was eventually restored to Earth. Number 9, Jamie McCrimmon. There we go. One of the very few companions to have spent so long traveling with the Doctor. Previously being raised in the Highlands of Scotland during the 18th century, he came aboard the TARDIS, spent almost the entire of the second Doctor's lifetime traveling with him, up until eventually he was sent back down to Earth with his memories erased. Ooh. Caring and kind companion who helped bring out the humanity of the Doctor. Was the heart of the TARDIS team during his travels. Number 8, Clara. I never thought of them as companions because they travel through time themselves and very rarely join the Doctor in the TARDIS. Jack and River. Clara, other known as the Impossible Girl, was a significant mystery to the 11th and 12th Doctors before her fate was eventually revealed. As fate would have it, she would one day jump into the Doctor's personal timeline and be split across his history, guiding and protecting him from the shadows. Pushed the Doctor forward to be the hero he had always been. Later, while traveling with the newly regenerated 12th Doctor, she struggled to adjust to the change, but it wasn't long before the pair were incredibly close again. Number 7, Susan Foreman. Only blood relative of the Doctor to ever join him as a companion on the TARDIS. Spent their time exploring other worlds like Earth, growing ever fonder, of what the universe had to offer away from the home planet. Frequently had tremendous insights that others failed to see. Ultimately, the Doctor pushed his granddaughter to pursue a life with love rather than simply keeping him company. But she struggled to leave the Doctor behind. Number 6, Amy Pond met the 11th Doctor after he had recently regenerated when she was just a young girl. Young Amy was someone of significant importance and immediately drew the Doctor and the TARDIS's attention. Ultimately the best of friends, and through timey-wimey stuff, Amy actually became the Doctor's mother-in-law. Fiery Scottish companion who loves deeply, fought hard, never stopped running to do the right thing. Number 5, River Song was a mystery when she first appeared. She met with the 10th Doctor, recognized that he was very young, but she appeared to have a great deal of knowledge about his life. As fate would have it, River Song also went by another name, Melody Pond, and she was stolen child of Amy and Rory. In addition, she also became the wife of the Doctor. However, they were both living in opposite directions, constantly met with the other as he became less and less familiar with them. Despite this, the pair have a wonderfully romantic and loving relationship that spans lifetimes, planets, and time itself. Number 4, Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. Wow. Essential figure in unit, enduring figure in the Doctor's life. Second Doctor spent a great deal of time working with the Brigadier as he was forced to remain on Earth, and the pair grew to have a mutual respect and admiration for each other. Many times they butted heads and disagreed. They remained great friends for longer than many of the Doctor's other companions. Number 3, Donna Noble. One of the truly great friends the Doctor ever had. Several other companions may have had some romantic tension or underlying flirtations. The Doctor and Donna were simply great friends. Unfortunately, this makes all the more tragic when she steps up to save the Doctor and the entire universe at the cost of her own mind. Donna is funny, determined, and has a gift for missing the extraordinary. When the world sees aliens and spaceships, Donna always misses them. However, on the travels with the Doctor, she was one of the most incredible companions ever. Number 2, Rose. This is not surprising that she would be high up here. Having a genuine romantic relationship with the Doctor, very few ever stood the chance of that. Rose Tyler was special. After meeting and traveling alongside the ninth Doctor, she continued to stay by his side after his face changed and became the 10th. Took on the time vortex, destroyed the Emperor of the Daleks, gave Jack Harkness immortality, and became an all-powerful bad wolf. Rose and the Doctor formed an intense bond. When the pair was separated by parallel universes, they eventually found their way back to each other. Rose ultimately ended up with a part human clone of the Doctor who could age alongside her. Rose was an outstanding companion, easily one of the most brave and unrelenting. Number one. Sarah Jane Smith. Did you see that coming? Was that your number 1? Over the course of her adventures, she met no less than 9 of the Doctor's incarnations. Sarah Jane began traveling with the 3rd Doctor, continued to travel alongside the 4th, fought many of the Doctor's most terrifying enemies, and became one of the toughest, most resilient, and outstanding companions the Doctor has ever had the pleasure of traveling alongside. Sarah Jane is potentially the companion who could have spent her whole life running from the Doctor, while most of the companions chose to leave, follow a slightly different path to saving the world, making her the best companion to ever appear on Doctor Who. There you go. Sarah Jane Smith should definitely be the first. Wow, okay. We got consensus. Doctor Who lives on, but who will be the new Time Lord? And is it goodbye to Russell T Davies? This was posted in October. BBC have confirmed that the long-running sci-fi show will return to our screens, but with ratings falling and its Disney partnership ending, questions have hung over the future. Return to BBC One with a 2026 Christmas special and a new series to follow. Wow. Quote, we'd like to thank Disney Plus for being terrific global partners and collaborators over the past 2 seasons. The BBC remains fully committed to Doctor Who, which continues to be one of the most loved dramas, and we are delighted that Russell T. Davies has agreed to write us another spectacular Christmas special. Interesting. Ratings are slipping, and Disney Plus is involved, huh? Just saying. We can assure fans the Doctor's not going anywhere, and we will be announcing plans for the next series in due course, which will ensure the TARDIS remains at the heart of the BBC. Fans have obviously begun speculating. It doesn't confirm Davies will be showrunner. Nope. They specifically said the movie. Seems sus. What's up, Wish? Welcome in. Wait, was Rory on the companions list? No, I don't believe he was. I want to know if he doesn't count as a companion if Jack and River did. Right. Yeah, how? Why? Seriously, I loved Rory even more than Amy. Yeah, Rory was not on that list, believe it or not. Let's see. Doctor Who has been perceived to be struggling with diminishing linear transmission viewing figures. Episodes in the most recent series were regularly pulling in fewer than 2 million viewers. Historic low for the long-running show. None of the ratings for this year's episodes, even including iPlayer views, after 7 days, reached 4 million. Significant slump compared with Jodie Whittaker's tenure. The Disney deal did not power Doctor Who to be the global streaming hit that both sides of the arrangement must have been hoping for. Interesting. So you're telling me it's been terrible ratings after Disney got involved? No. That makes no sense, huh? Is Doctor Who still running? I thought it ended. Still going. They announced the 2026 Christmas special and apparently another season or another series after that. So, not over. It is not over. While figures have been closely guarded secret, Disney Plus ending their association with the show will inevitably have an impact on the BBC's budgeting for the program. She suggested, however, that the budget was not on par with Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power, highlighting one of the issues that Doctor Who has faced. So it's struggling with what they want to do with it and how much money they have to work with it. In the streaming world, it's competing with the likes of Andor and The Last of Us, faces the scrutiny of an international adult fandom, while the BBC is also still trying to make it a program that will appeal to families on a Saturday tea time, and crucially, for the future of the franchise, give younger viewers an on-ramp to becoming the next generation of lifelong fans. Gotwell era plagued with rumors of production difficulties behind the scenes. His decision to leave the lead role after just 18 episodes, apparently necessitating reshoots of the season finale. Interesting. Well, it's one of those things. It's tough. You know, it's not easy to keep people coming back to it, right? Especially when it's been going on that long. You're only on season 2. It'll never end. We're never going to know what the Doctor's real name is. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I mean, okay. That is a good point, right? Doctor Who, for the longest time, hasn't been competing with streaming and all the amount of choices we have these days. Like, there's an infinite amount of content that we can watch, we can be tuned in for, etc. Like, possibilities are endless. So I think unless it's something that is just grabbed hold of the, society at large, getting those big numbers is tough. Very tough. Not everybody's Mr. Beast, right? He's pulling some big numbers. Still pulling some big numbers. They just got to figure out a way to get on that trajectory, which is kind of tough for traditional shows. But That'd be hilarious. Or just some numbers like 9876 or something. I hope it's something like Fred or Bob. That's a good question. What is the doctor's real name? Maybe he doesn't know. And he just goes by the doctor because it's something he's always gone by. Yeah, very interesting. So they brought in Disney. Obviously, the Disney deal probably brought in a great bit of budget, certainly, per episode. Davies once told Doctor Who magazine that a reported Disney boosted figure of £10 million an episode for the last 2 seasons was exaggerated. But one of the executive producers confirmed that the deal with Disney provided a really good budget. So that's something they're going to have to deal with in this next, movie coming series. How do they do with less, but still make it interesting and fascinating and of this era, of this time, and that involves a lot of heavy CGI. Like if you're doing science fiction, if you're doing space travel, if you're doing time travel, you need CGI budget. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do with a weaker budget, not having Disney to float them some cash. So it's going to be very interesting. They've been teasing the Doctor's name for years. Only the Doctor and River know what his name is. Interesting. Well, who knows? I'm wondering if there's ever going to be a time where they would consider cancel. Well, they canceled it before, right? Probably for low ratings. Could we be heading there again? That's the question. Will the ratings continue to fall? That's the big question mark with this next series coming out. Like apparently it was struggling to hit 4 million or something like that, including iPlayer and whatnot. If it continues to fall and maybe it struggles to hit 2 million total, would they cancel it? And then what would have to happen to bring it back? I'm sure they'd bring it back somehow. I bet they would. That's, the property itself is too big to let die, right? It's kind of like Star Wars in a way. The figures of Star Wars has definitely been dropping the last couple of years since like Solo. But the name is just so huge. Like, how do you let that go? So it's very interesting. I think the ratings are going to climb up now. They'll learn from their mistakes. That is optimism and hope, and I love it. And I hope they do. It's a balancing act, right? You gotta innovate. You gotta make it more of the time, but you also don't want to alienate all the older viewers that have been around for years, have seen many of the series or seasons, and come to expect what they've come to expect from the show. They want certain things. They want it to be a certain way. They don't want to change it too much, but certainly update it to make it look, current era, current year. They've already used Billy Piper's Rose Tyler face to bring views back. Is that what that was? Is that what this was? Hold on. There we go. Is that what this was? The regeneration, the flash of her face? So the question is this, is the way to get the views back to go back in the past? That's a good one. Have you reacted to or watched Good Omens? Yes, I have reacted to Good Omen edits. I've reacted to quite a few. Not a lot, but enough to make a playlist, I believe. So if you check that out on the YouTube channel, there should be, I think I do have a Good Omens playlist. So there's quite a few on there. My gosh. Yeah, okay. So do they go back to the past? Is that how they bring viewers back? Could be a good way to go, but that's not a long-term solution. Like eventually these actors and everything, they age out of it and, all that stuff. So it's going to be very interesting. How do they, oh gosh, it's kind of like Bond in a way. Like, I've been struggling with it because I'm like, I don't like the direction. I really didn't like what they did with Daniel Craig's Bond. I like the older stuff and how they kind of handled that, but I understand that you need to bring in newer viewers and change things and, you know, adopt the movies to like current standards and everything. So it's tough. It's very tough. It's almost like they have to choose. Do you alienate the older viewers that come to love Doctor Who for what it was and how it was? Or do you innovate in hopes to gain new viewers and younger viewers so that carries you on into the future? At what point do you have to make that jump? That time jump, if you will, of choosing the newer viewer over the older viewer and hoping that it catches on. I don't know if they've done that because obviously I'm not watching the show, but it's kind of food for thought, I suppose. You came from YouTube because of Dan and Phil. Hey, love it. That's awesome. That was in your recommended. Nice. Yeah, check out the playlists, whatever. I've got over 1,200 videos in the backlog, so there's quite a few. They tried to tease her as being the next Doctor. I don't think she is, or if she is, she'll just be in for a bit like David Tennant. I think they're playing with us. I think she's not Rose. She's the bad wolf or something. That could be. Bet she's in for like one or a few episodes and then she's gone. Probably. They're probably use it as a nice little ratings boost. You know, it's kind of like any. I'm sure they have this in. I'm sure they have this in the UK where they have Sweeps Week, where they bring in a bunch of big guest stars or old stars of the show. They bring them back just to kind of boost ratings or whatever. I'm expecting her to be the only one. Oh, the Christmas special, right. That'll be interesting. Is that going to set the tone for the next series, or is that just going to be a complete one-off? That's kind of the question. Will it be a tone setter, or will it just be kind of a one-off, and who knows what the next series will be like? But I can guarantee this. They've seen the numbers dip. So what they do from here on out is going to basically spell what's going to happen. Because if it continues to fall, obviously BBC's like, all right, well, do we want to spend this money for not a lot of viewers? Or do they change course and, you know, find the secret formula again, and all of a sudden you're on top of the world? So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what direction to go and who will be the showrunner and all that stuff. So, all right, everybody. I appreciate you being here. We are at 3 hours. I appreciate you being here. If you've been here the whole time, I love you. You're amazing. Thanks for being here. I hope you had so much fun. I know I did. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the shop. 15% off for members. Ships worldwide, all that good stuff. Check out the YouTube channel, of course. Subscribe. Free and easy way to support. And yeah. Check out the Discord. I will see you all in there. And I will be posting, or adding, I guess, the series member stream, which will be happening, I think, on the 20... What date is that? I think it's like the 21st. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's February 21st. We'll be doing the series member stream. That'll be in the Discord. In the Discord, if it works. If it doesn't work going forward, it'll just be on Twitch. But I'm going to try to do it in the Discord specifically, so join the Discord. It's totally free to join. Links everywhere. Yeah, should be interesting. Have a good day. Hopefully see you next time. Absolutely. Stop in again. Join live. If you don't join live and you want to watch at a later date, I totally understand it. Shout out to all of you in the replay gang. Take care, everybody. I will see you on Friday. Have a great rest of your week. Stay safe out there. Have fun. All that good stuff. do good, be good, whatever. All right, everybody. See you on Friday. Bye-bye.